Hello, and welcome to session 1 of our Starscape actual play, Outrunners. The Outrunners. Outrunners.
Outrunners.
Yeah.
We don't need a the.
Yeah.
On this is a Starscape actual play on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. It is the first ever actual play of a system that I have created. So I am the GM and the designer of the system, so it's very exciting. To find all the sessions of this game, visit happyjacks.org/Starscape, just to keep it simple, because that's what we said last time. And to find all the shows on the Happy Jacks Network, visit happyjacks.org. My name is Kimi. I am the GM here, and I am also the owner and designer of Golden Lasso Games, which is the company that's making this game. If you'd like to support this game, it is kickstarting soon. You can go to goldenlassogames.com/Kickstarter, and you can go and follow the page. And in June 2024, it is kickstarting. If you're listening in the future, I hope you backed it, and if you didn't, I hope you enjoy it. It's hopefully available now. Content warning, this is like a space adventure game, so there might be some violence, there might be some intrigue, there might be like alien sexy times, who knows? We're gonna see what happens. This is our first session, so we're still kind of catching the vibe. We are using our safety tools, so we have a lines and veils that we've already filled out, and we have our X cards on the table, as well as many hours of gaming together, so we're our space fellowship now.
Yeah.
And let's go ahead and go around the table. Last time we had a session 0 where we did our character creation for the system. So today it's going to be a little bit longer intro since it's going to be our first session. And then in future we'll do like quicker intros at the top of each game. So would anyone like to go first?
Here, I'll go.
All right.
We're starting in the middle.
Yeah,
Adventurous.
Right. Ah,
You never know where it's
Then
going.
I will go
next.
second.
starting now. Hi, everybody. My name is Jay Africa. My pronouns are he, him. And I am playing Jonas Hurley, also he, him, the human hotshot of the group, I suppose. The only human, I think, also of the group. So.
Tell us a little bit about
Oh,
backstory.
sure. Let's see. So Jonas is a hotshot starship pilot. He pilots his own little, his baby, he calls it, the Trinidad freebooter. Is that right? Yeah. Still getting used to Jonas's shoes here. Which he lovingly calls Trini. Whenever everybody gets in a scrape, he's always the first one to dive in. Whenever somebody needs a ship flown through hellish or undesirable conditions, he's the one who steps in very enthusiastically.
Awesome.
I'll go.
Okay.
We're going to be different and start in the middle exclusively. Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Kai. I use he, they, and she pronouns. And today and for the duration of Outrunners, I'll be playing Rode Thelois, who is the civilian playbook. And Rode uses he, him pronouns. Rode is a human-adjacent species called a Pyronin. They're tall, humanoid creatures that have like dinosaur traits. So think like reptilian, but also with like feathers. Think like real dinosaurs, not Jurassic Park dinosaurs. And he is the 17th son of Thelois. Yes, 17 children. It's a lot. And he has run away from home, but they know exactly where he is because he keeps on spending their money. He's very wealthy and has lived a strange life of both privilege and being the 17th child.
Amazing.
I love it. That's so fun. Hi, everybody. I'm Sam. I use she, her pronouns. And I'm going to be playing Nolvath. They use they, them pronouns. And I'm playing the unfamiliar playbook. So as you can probably imagine, Nolvath is not human. Like far the other way. They come from a species called the Nemilid, which is a little known hive mind species from a planet very, very far away that is deadly to most people. They live underground. They are a little bit more amphibian, almost newt or lizard-like. They have long tails. They have iridescent skin that allows them to camouflage they have kind of that same octopi kind of camouflage reflex, so they can dodge the megafauna that dominates the planet. Yikes. And
The planet is perfectly habitable, but you will be eaten. That's why other species
Immediately.
don't survive.
Yeah.
yes, immediately. That's why they live underground. But they cannot reproduce naturally, so they send out emissaries to go and bring back DNA from other species so that they can kind of propagate that way. Nolvath has awoken in a pod very, very far from home, and they're cut off from the hive mind. They don't know if their species exists anymore, and they need to try and get home.
Now, just clarifying for myself, they're looking for a specific, like they're not just collecting all DNA. They're looking to find a specific type of DNA that would let them propagate, right?
Yeah, they
Okay.
need something specific, something that their
They haven't found it.
species is lacking, basically. They need to, like, fill in the blanks.
Okay.
So it's not just fill up a cargo ship.
Yeah.
Every person you can find.
No.
You're like, let's go.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a version of evolution.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh, we need this to survive, so send somebody out to look for a species that has that
Yeah, we have
trait.
to learn to breathe underwater.
Mhm.
Let's go find a species that can breathe underwater.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
I can't.
Good to know.
I don't know if I can. I'll have to think about it.
Things we'll figure
Find
out.
out, yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm CADave. I'll be playing Lawrence Benson, the most average guy in the galaxy.
Oh, sure.
Who is from the planet Phogenus. So he is a Phogenian. Basically, they're a consumer species for a descriptor. They propagate and expand and just like locusts use up all the resources they can and need, and then, oh, well, we're out of something on this planet, time to go take a new one, and they just keep spreading like that. They're not a nice group of people, and they tend to eat anything they can when they're hungry. Sort of very gaunt, a little bit lacking the flesh tone makeup that he puts on to kind of blend in better. Very reminiscent of the gray alien vibe a little bit, right? Not a giant head and a little spindly body, but just that kind of skin tone. Has a sort of sharp-looking teeth. Has a second set of sharp teeth inside the mouth. Generally fairly gaunt though, and kind of drawn looking all the time.
Gray shark.
Yes, yeah. Just like that. And they're rather upset with me for leaving, because that's not a thing that's supposed to happen.
No. Yeah. And in fact, that's kind of the main catalyst for all of you sticking together.
My bad.
Right.
So all of them, the kind of the backstory, and they've been together for a while. They met aboard this big colony ship that this is a like way post. There's been some sort of like cataclysmic events, kind of apocalyptic events in this section of the galaxy where everything is. They're a few generations removed from that at this point. So there has been like a rebuilding of civilization. There's new technology, but some technology has been lost. And things like the colony ship that they've stumbled upon usually doesn't function. For whatever reason, they were all aboard. Go back and listen to session 0. They were all aboard this colony ship that they've named the Amber Star. And they were all aboard when the Phogenians chasing Lawrence, totally normal guy Lawrence, jumped into the sector and assumed they were on the planet below. Did like a quick kind of scan of things, collected a bunch of data, including the names registered to the ships that both Kai and Jay's characters had aboard this colony ship. So they know exactly who they are now. And they're worried that Lawrence is going to share the secrets of their people, their technology, just how awful they are. Because that's kind of like, they have a very good PR department. So while people know and fear the Phogenian people, they don't really know enough to be afraid enough, because they should be much more afraid. So basically, they're all being chased down now in order to keep the secrets of the Phogenian Empire, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, so for whatever reason, the Amber Star uses old tech, because it is really old. It is probably centuries old, but it still functions. So it has some quirks. It is massive. It is a colony ship. It is made for thousands, if not more, people to be aboard. And right now there's 4. With like also some like cleaner bots, little tiny cleaner bots, we decided that aren't really like they don't take orders or anything. They just do their program functions or to keep the ship working and operational. There's also a bunch of cryopods. Some have been opened and are empty, and some are not, and they just kind of try not to look at them too much. They haven't done an inventory that I know of for how many there are.
1, 2, 3, a lot.
Okay.
There's one empty one, which is the one we care about, because that's the timeout pod.
Yeah.
Yes, brig.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, while they were in this system, when they first were spending time on the ship in the first few days, all planning on leaving, when the Phogenians came, they assumed they were on this planet. So they basically like landed on this planet, did a full takeover, started stripping it of everything, looking for them. Well, they quietly jumped out of system and are now being chased around. The tech of the Amber Star can't be traced by the Phogenians, which is kind of the reason they're sticking with it. It's a little unwieldy. It doesn't have to get any fuel yet that you
Ominously.
know of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as far as you know, it keeps going, and you've never had to refuel it or anything. It's whatever this cool tech is, great. But it also can't be traced. So generally, they're able to use jump gates, which is how everyone in this world travels, universe travels. The Amber Star is just small enough to get through the jump gates. Usually, they have to. Sometimes the jump gates are too small; they'd have to go to the next one. But yeah, so that's kind of the premise to our story. So one jump ahead, always the Phogenians who have too many teeth. All right. Anything anyone else wants to add in? Great.
We do have a shuttlecraft.
Yes, you have two crafts aboard the Amber Star, and that's kind of my assumption is like pulling up with a colony ship to a planet's gonna garner a lot more attention than you probably usually do. My thought is you usually probably jump in system somewhere, and then you have 2 ships. You've got Baby, which belongs to our hotshot. That is a 1-person craft. Mechanically, by design, you cannot cram another person in there. It's a rule. But it does have some firepower. But you also have a shuttle that belongs to our pretty boy rich person.
Yeah.
That is, it doesn't have any fighting capability and is literally just like a little bus.
Yeah, which also he didn't name.
Oh, he has a name.
He
Okay.
did not name the ship.
Okay.
Which I frankly think is funny.
Yeah. So Rhodes' craft is more, it can fit all of you, but it doesn't have any fighty shooty power or anything.
It's just
like that.
pretty.
It's just super pretty
Just
and
like
very
him.
comfortable. Yes. We did determine it was very comfortable.
Yeah.
Very lavish on the inside. So very nice. Okay, why don't we go around right now? This system works with trust as kind of a currency. So if we can go around and just let me know where you are trust-wise based on where we ended session 0 with. And just kind of remind yourself what conditions you have marked as well.
Oh yeah.
I also neglected to say I'm playing the Outsider playbook.
Oh yes, the outside. Just kind of the spy type Garricky inspired. Why don't we start with our road, our civilian?
Oh, I am doubted 2.
Okay.
Also doubted.
Okay.
Also 2,
Oh my. Okay.
We're doing great.
We're all a little unsure.
which is the
Absolutely.
highest I've ever started.
I think
in
that's
a
wild.
Starscape game. I'm very excited.
I'm respected.
Oh,
I got
nice.
4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Trust.
Wow.
And I have selfish and frustrated checked off.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Then I think we are all set to go. just to make sure, you've got your, also like PBTA, you've got your basic move sheets. And that includes your crew moves, and then you've got your playbook that also has a set of moves. And that's kind of your menu of things you can do. Starscape has backgrounds for each playbook as well as skills that are built in, which is different than a lot of PBTA games. Most PBTA games don't have skills. So basically, if they're using it, what we call a specialty, they can add a +1 to any roll that they can convince me is using their specialty. So here we go. All right, so right now you have, you are on the planet Hesquizo. And Hesquizo is very well populated. It is very modern. It is, it's not like a resort planet, but it is very well off. It is known for these massive, huge trees and forests that have these like crystalline leaves that change colors throughout the season. So a lot of their religion and a lot of their kind of traditions and culture is based on colors, and the way the light has filters through the leaves. So as you get closer, they do have like as you get closer to the poles, it's a little bit more monochromatic, the leaves on the trees, and then you get closer to the equator and the warmer areas of the planet, it gets a little bit more like brighter colors, things like that. So you can tell one of the people generally where the people are from based on the type of coloring that they wear, because they'd like to kind of blend in, and they're all very proud of where they're from on the planet. So they have these big festivals multiple times a year, kind of at the changing of the seasons. So when the leaves change, the leaves from these never really fall, but they do kind of close up in the more winter months, more like flowers almost. And then they like spread out wide in the summer. So you are arriving just kind of on the switch from like spring to like more summer. So it is a big party. All over the place. Very like describing it in terms of like things we'd be familiar with. Very kind of boho, kind of hippie like vibes. There's like harp music playing. People are walking around, sipping very nice drinks, smoking on like these fancy like hookah similar contraptions that they have, selling jewelry. This is a very eco-friendly planet. Like everything is about these trees for them. So they've built like buildings that are not built next to or like attached to these trees are built to kind of resemble these trees. So everything about them kind of like has this symmetry. So you feel constantly you're walking through some sort of forest. Even if you're walking through very modern buildings, there's just kind of that vibe to it. This curvature of even metal buildings it's not shiny. It's got like this matte, almost like the bark of these trees, which generally goes from like a light tan to like almost a silvery white. It kind of changes depending on where you are on the planet. You're at the capital city, and so the trees here tend to have very white or silver bark, and they are kept immaculately clean. Like this is something that they are incredibly proud of, and they realize like this is like they're sorry for the pun, but this is where their culture is rooted. And also it's something that they realize is very unique and brings people to their planet. So it has now kind of become something that they are proud of and is a touchstone of their culture, but also a touchstone of their commerce as well. So lots of people come for these festivals. There's everything from very like authentic, like these people are really celebrating, to here I have leaf jewelry that you can buy that's very much for the tourists. So it's got that kind of vibe to it. So what would you be doing in this type of environments? The Fijians don't just attack anywhere. So let's kind of give a little bit of an explainer about this too. Like I said earlier, the Fijians are a known species. They're not like secretive, they're not secret, but they are secretive about what they're really like. they're kind of like that two-faced like salesman who's like, hey, we're just a group of people. We might not have the same values and resources as you, but you know, but underneath that, behind that, they literally are like raising planets, stripping them of everything, and then moving on to the next one. And through PR or whatever, and then like their handling of situations, most of the galaxy doesn't know just the extent of how awful it is. So while the Fijians may visit this planet, most people have never even actually like seen a Fijian, or if they have, they didn't realize that's who it was. They're not a common species. They tend to stay together on their own planets that they have taken over. So they are kind of able to move freely because most people don't really realize what they are. But they can't, like, they would never be able to come to this planet like they did the one that they took over in Session 0 and, like, just take over this planet. Like, this planet is, could fight back a little bit. So they, like, they will take over complete planets, but they also don't want to pick a fight with someone who might be able to punch back. And also, like, have friends who will also punch back. So they tend to pick and choose who they're going to really take out. And they're very smart about it and strategic. So while you're not going to have, like, a sudden, like, you know, armada of Fijian ships, sorry.
I like Fijian, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, coming in, swarming around this planet, you may have operatives that are showing up. Or people who have been bribed or are on the payroll of them. So just because you're here and you're not seeing them in orbit doesn't mean you're necessarily safe. And by now you would all be very aware of this. But, you know, 3 Fijians is better than 3 ships of Fijians. So, you know, there's something to be grateful for at least. So we'll say that you are kind of like wandering through like this open market area. There's music playing, there's different stalls, there's some people dancing. There's probably off to the side, like some sort of like pageant, like play happening with little kids that are like, once there was the great tree. You know how they stand there and they like have their little part memorized. And there's like all the holding the leaves. So, yeah. So this is just kind of like, and the vibe is always like very like when you're in, if you're my age and you used to go to like the Discovery store in the mall, and there was always like that like weird music, like the chill music playing in the background or something like that. Or if you ever, I guess if you're going to like Ren Fair or something like that, and there's like someone playing like the hammered dulcimer in the background, like wherever you go on this planet, like there's like that chill, like someone has like the relax like meditation CD playing, like in the
lobby
background.
of a nice spa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much like lobby of a nice spa vibes, like wherever you're at on this planet. And that's just kind of how it is. All right. So yeah, you're wandering through the markets. What would you be doing?
Probably like looking at literally everything.
Okay.
I feel like you guys noticed that like because we decided that Nolvath doesn't always like consciously control their camouflage reflex. So because we're in such like a colorful place, I feel like they're so focused on like looking at everything that they're sort of like flashing the colors of like the trees and like the things in the market stalls and just like so distracted that it's just fireworks happening.
Love it. So good.
I 100% bet that you're super popular. Like, the people here are like, oh!
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I can see that.
Rode has a drink in his hand,
Okay.
has had one in his hand since he realized that this was a festival. We're not on an old, rusty, weird-sounding, robot-infested ship. There's not a Fijian except for the one that we want to see
Yes.
in sight. So he has been going around and inspecting the wares, but very quickly going, and moving on.
Okay. That makes sense.
I'm gonna say that Jonas actually, like, when we touched down on the planet, I wandered off for a little bit. And as you're walking around, watching everything, I'm not sure what you're doing yet, but you're looking at all the wares. There's a little bit of a hubbub, a few stalls down, and you see me backing away. You see Jonas backing away out of a stall with like colorful ribbons that have been tied to his head, to his arms. And there is a young what was this planet again? Askizo?
Yeah.
And a young Askazonian, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
That is just kind of hanging off him. This little slight lad that's tying ribbons, and I'm saying, now listen, hey, I appreciate the warm welcome, and just make sure you keep whatever happened between you and me, right? But I do have pressing matters, though, which I must attend. That Bihex Matrix fuel is not going to find itself, and your lead isn't going to quite work for me. So thank you, Sugar. And I can just push him off one finger, and I walk back to you with like this kind of like the look of like friendliness kind of just melts away, and I am just kind of fuming because I can't find the fuel that I need for Trini.
Okay. And just kind of clarifying there. So, was it were they trying to be romantic? Were they trying to just decorate you? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Jonas got into his, trying to charm somebody, hopefully to find a
Worked
lead.
too
for
well.
this. Yeah, exactly.
The Riker maneuver.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Okay.
The party atmosphere here is a little too much for my taste right now.
There was some sort of fuel pumping.
Unfortunately, that's not the kind of fuel that Trini needs, and if we are going to accomplish anything out there to escape from, shall we say, Lawrence's friends, then I'm going to need something more than a friendly face and a sloppy kiss.
Nice. And Lawrence, you said that you put on like makeup. You said, or
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
It is like someone attacks me with foundation before I step out onto a new planet because I'm trying not to look.
Paintbrush.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's lasso tool, click, fill.
Oh, buddy.
So there's not really any tonality to it. Like
Okay.
it's just very flat, one tone.
It's like Michael
Okay.
Keaton's Joker in the Tim Burton Batman movie.
Yeah. Like it's
Oh, not
that
Michael
kind
Keaton,
of
anyway.
Jack.
Yeah.
But
There we
it's very just one color and has no artistry to it.
Okay.
Like so it's just fill makeup. Here we go.
Okay.
Um
Now, is the purple hair something that you've added, or is that something? Okay.
The purple hair is absolutely not natural,
Okay.
as you can tell. But it's just all part of the show to just look not that. I think Lawrence has specifically looked for security, has looked for like what defenses did they have at the landing facility, like what makes this place like. I think he's
Working.
Yeah, what I think he knows enough about this planet that we haven't attacked here, and they have a lot. Why not? Like, let's figure out the reasons why these people are formidable.
Okay.
That kind of thing. So I
Okay.
think he's probably walking around like, not really participating in the festival, but more just casing the joint.
Okay.
Kind of.
Working.
Nice. And now, is that like an old habit that you just like?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, it's just that's one of the things he absolutely did before, and so it's just a thing, and it probably brings some level of comfort. Like he's been very uncomfortable, I think, in the however long we've been together on the ship, because it's like, oh, hello, I need to talk to you, and we need to work together, and that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So as we're going, I'm gonna add like a little thing just 'cause it's fun. Like we were talking about like the little noise. We're gonna say it sort of sounds like wind chimes, and it's actually the sound of these like crystalline leaves like singling against each other. Like so when the wind blows, there's kind of like this wind chime sound that happens in the trees. So as you're going, we're going to have a lot of attention being drawn by Nolvath.
Nolvath.
So,
Yeah.
sorry, what is it?
Nolvath.
Nolvath. Oh, I switched the
The L is in
there.
the front. Yeah.
Swap those. Okay, sorry.
There you go.
So Nolvath is catching so much attention, and especially like what you were saying, Dave, with like a society that is so focused on colors and textures. The fact that you're just switching between them so easily is something that they just think is amazing and beautiful, and like it's like not quite like celebrity status, but it feels a little bit like they're coming near you and they're like taking little like future selfies, whatever the equivalent of. Like they're way
Hologram.
past, they're way past the point of having like cell phones, but
Yeah.
the equivalent of.
Can I add a
And
detail to this?
Yeah.
What if their tech is also like tree based? And so they aim a screen at you, it's like wooden, and then like roots or veins and bark kind of like form the picture and like
That's
like
so
that.
replicate the
cool.
color.
yeah, and then like the crystal of the leaves is probably
Yeah.
like incorporated in a lot
Yeah.
of ways too.
It's
yeah.
a different LED.
Yeah.
There you
It's
go.
the leaf.
I do think that they have a lot of respect for like actual tactile art though. So like people do a lot of painting and things here, and like sewing and weaving and things like that, all probably based on like the fibers from the trees and these crystals and like things like that. But I do but they do have that tech as well. And you're probably noticing Lawrence, as you're walking around, these are beautiful people with a beautiful planet who have a very high technology level and seem to be in harmony with the ecology around them as well. They're the biology and the ecology of their planet, and you can see like they're very clued in with other groups in the galaxy. Like you walk around and this is not like you're the only people. It's like Nolvath is drawing attention because of their very unique ability and like how colorful they are. But this is a big like melting pot of a lot of different species and a lot of different people of all different like social classes, you can tell. So the strength of these people is one, like they've got tech that could probably, if not match the Phagenians, they could hold their own or at least defend themselves for a while. And it seems like they've got friends. These are this is a very popular planet who probably have very good diplomatic ties with a lot of people who could maybe outgun the Phagenians. As you're walking through, you've been, Jonas, you've been walking around looking for fuel. You're like, okay, I need to find this type of fuel. What was it?
Oh,
Whatever
I
it
kinda
is.
just-
good.
Yeah,
Yeah. The type that you need for Trini. And you've been walking around and you're kind of all like looking in different stalls. A bunch of people are around Nolvath, and someone comes up to you and I hear you're looking for some fuel. Does that mean you have a ship?
Well, I'm sure a lot of folks around here would have a ship, right?
Well,
I'm not looking for just anything.
yes, that's what caught my attention. Most of our ships are based on a biofuel, and you were looking for like a combustion fuel.
Bi-hex matrix fuel, specifically.
Yes.
Crystalline and foundation.
Yes, we have lots of crystal here, but most of our ships don't work on that. But I might be able to procure you some. But I would wonder if you'd be open to a favor.
Well, I have done numerous favors in my lifetime. I suppose I could at least hear you out. What kind of favor did you have in mind? And real quick too, like as I'm doing this, I just look around, make sure my friends are close.
Yeah.
I'm very tall, easy to spot.
Okay.
Teal from
Okay.
and just like shiny, scaly. Probably standing in the middle of a crowd, just looking at stuff.
All right. All right. And you're the middle of the crowd. You're like
Yeah.
the source of the crowd.
Yeah, I'm Doug Jones at a convention.
Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Yes.
Amazing.
But also doing it like this.
Yeah.
Very long limbs, very
Completely
tall.
disconnected
Yeah.
shoulder blades.
Yep.
I don't think you can see me.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, I'm purposely trying to be as very subtle as possible.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I've adjusted to having bright purple hair. But
You're not the only person I can guarantee on this planet. with
Yeah.
purple
No,
hair.
definitely not.
sure, yeah.
Especially because you are closer to the equator, so it's a lot of bright colors and yellows and pinks and like all these things.
2 out of 3. I'm good with those odds at the very least.
Yes. Okay. And this person does not seem physically imposing at all. The Huskiesians, I guess that's what we decided to call them, are slightly taller than the average human, but they are much more lean and almost frail seeming. They are very lithe because they did kind of adapt at climbing trees. So they have like longer limbs than we do. And are like very elegant and beautiful looking. Definitely like not something you would ever confuse for a human. Like they couldn't just put on makeup and look like a human just because their proportions are off. And they do have incredible strength to them despite being very like lean. But you're also kind of you've been around, and this is not like a trained fighter from like what you're looking at. Like they're in big flowy robes and are just like, I mean, maybe underneath the big flowy robes, but it would take a minute to get all those big flowy bright colored robes off anyway.
Sure, yeah.
Yes, that's what's wrong with me. That's why I can't fight.
Absolutely.
The fashion.
Yeah, it's
Fashion's
the
in the
fashion
way.
that's stopping me.
But you can tell since they are wearing very bright colors that they are probably from somewhere near here or at least somewhere on the equator.
Okay.
Well, there's me and a few friends are looking to relocate to a planet that's in the next system. And we were just looking for some passage, someone who would take us.
Well, that is a distinct possibility, but I do need to confer with my traveling companions. Where's a good place to find you? This might, and I kind of look at the crowds.
Yes.
Yeah, this might take a while.
Oh, is that one of your? It's fascinating. I wish I could do that. This is just so beautiful. Can you imagine as the seasons changing not just your clothing but also your skin to honor the trees? That just
They are a marvel.
yes.
Does this person look like they're laying it on a little thick?
That
For
part,
my benefit?
the other part was like, okay, they're obviously being a little swizzy. Like when they were talking about changing, like they 100% are serious.
Oh, okay, all right.
Like
There's
that
a
is, like-
shift in their demeanor.
Yeah, like there is an authenticity when they talk about the trees and the changing of the seasons that is 100% what they believe and what they feel. Like if they could change skin color and like Nolvath, like they would love that so much.
Okay.
But that like so that part was not laying it on thick. The other stuff you're like, I don't know if they're
Yeah,
something
the
weird, but that right there, they just like spoke with their heart.
Okay, I'll key in on that then, and I'll say, yeah, that is one of my traveling companions, and it is my duty, and I kind of pat a blaster on my hip to keep them safe. And so, if you don't mind, once again, where is a good place to find you in, say, maybe a couple of hours?
Well, we're staying at one of the large inns nearby. The one in the gray colored tree. It's so hard to translate some, but here, so they hold up the little like wooden crystalline
Yeah.
tablet thing that we just described a minute ago, and like they're like expecting you to like know what that is. It kind of shows you. It pops up in the crystalline thing like a little like hologram of where they're staying.
Actually, I have a little readout on my wrist as well, and I'll kind of just snap an image of that.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. Well, once again, be ready in perhaps 2 hours.
Absolutely, and my name is Igram.
Graham, my name is Jonas. Pleasure to meet you.
It is a pleasure to meet you, and I hope that we are able to book passage so that we can speak with your friend more.
Oh, Of course, of
Yes.
course.
And they kind of do like a little bow and like,
Oh.
and then whoosh, very swooshy with all of the ropes.
Okay, and I will walk towards. There's no way I can reach Nolvath right now, but I'll walk towards you, Road.
Road has turned to the side and has started talking to complete strangers. I would also love to be able to change my color. I mean, look at them. And they've been going on like this for an unknown amount of time.
Does it look like you want to be pulled
No.
away from these? You're good?
They'll talk to anybody. They talk to the droids on our ship.
Ooh, okay. You know what? Actually, we have like ways to communicate with one another,
Yes.
right? I'll send you a quick message, just kind of like.
And they run their thumb across the rings on their hand, and a small screen just appears in their hand.
Nice.
And they close their palm, and they just kind of like look, and then they stop on Jonas. And he looks across to like a more quiet area away from the shiny, multicolored color light show that's going on with Nolvath. And he just kind of goes, "Excuse me," and just kind of swans away.
And I'll follow. Go to that little quiet spot.
Yeah.
I
Find
mean,
someone else to kiss.
I mean, maybe, but more importantly, I may have a lead on some, maybe some income, perhaps. At the very least, some of the fuel that I need.
Can't we just pay them?
Possibly. I'd have to make that bargain with them, and I haven't quite gotten there yet. All they are asking is for passage. Now, I have not yet asked to where
Or why?
And
What?
make eye contact.
Yeah.
Like, yep.
I like you, Jonas. I trust you. But also, I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and maybe some others that we haven't met yet, strange people that I travel with. These folk, I don't trust them.
Well, to be completely honest, I've just exchanged a few words with them, but I think it might well be worth, asking around, seeing what we might be able to find out, or at the very least, hearing whatever their proposition is. At the very least, my ship will not fly for very much longer if I don't get something to feed the baby.
Yes. Everyone needs something.
Everyone needs something.
Fine. But if their why is against mine, they can't get on my ship.
Fair is fair. I told them that we would meet them, and I send you the address. I told them that we would meet them here in perhaps
Why
a couple
is
of hours.
everything trees? Fine, yes.
Like someone who like what? There's the random NPC who just happens to be walking by. There's everything trees. Just like walking.
Now, if anybody has the skills to find out a little bit more about these folks, it would be our comrade Larry.
True.
You haven't seen Lawrence around, have you?
Let's stick with Larry. That's
Well, you're not there.
no, I love it.
So I'm a little more loose with that.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I can't say that I've seen Lawrence. He's made himself scarce again.
No. Well, I think as soon as we can peel our famous friend over there away, maybe we make our way to this place. I can't ask around as well for see if I can drum up some more leads, but considering the kind of materials that they have here, I think I need to follow whatever lead I can.
Yes, I don't think your ship runs on one of these purple leaves. I'll go find our purple friend, or green, or pink, or whatever color they are now, and we will reconvene.
Okay. I grab a little. Somebody's walking by with a tray of like these crystalline leaves in a cup. I'll just grab one. I'll start munching on it.
Yeah.
These are quite delicious.
They're for eating?
Eating leaves?
So you like as you're looking into stuff, Jonas, basically the place they're staying, there's not like a direct translation. That's something that's short to say. Their language is very evocative. So like something that's very short in their language will be a very long translation. And most of it has to do with trees.
Yeah.
So, the inn that they're staying at is basically like sunlight shining through the leaves in the early morning. Is
Beautiful.
the common tongue translation of the name of this inn they're staying in, and it's more of a hotel than an inn. But just hotel seems like an incorrect like description. But it is very large. There's probably over 100 rooms in it. It's very big.
Okay. Actually, I'll send a ping out to Lawrence.
Okay.
You know, wherever you are, we're heading towards. I'm trying to remember.
Sunlight shining
There we go.
through the leaves in the early morning.
Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna send that to you. If you feel so inclined, come and join us.
I think you just get back acknowledged.
Acknowledge.
Very
Period.
With the punctuation. Yeah.
Uh,
I love it.
yeah. Road kind of wades through the crowd awkwardly
Great. I love it.
and is like trying to wave, but also is unwilling to fully raise his hand. So he's just like, hello. Hello.
Oh, Road. How long have you been here?
Oh, the whole time.
Oh, excellent. These people are very nice.
They are very enamored with you. Excuse me. We're having a conversation.
We are flattered, but we must speak with this one now, please. Hold.
So we have to go to tree place, and he runs his finger just to like show the tree, and he's like, I can't tell the difference. They're all the same.
They're not all the same. This one is more silvery than that one.
This one's palm-sized. That one's building-sized.
They are different.
Well, Jonas has a lead on fuel,
Oh, excellent.
and someone wants to do more than just get paid for it for some reason.
What do they wish to do?
They want passage. We're gonna go have a conversation about it.
Oh, we would love that.
Passage or conversation?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Come with me, please.
We all start making our way over. Okay.
All right. So you get to the
I
hotel.
think, yeah. We'll probably make some stops.
Yeah.
We've got some time built in, so we'll make some stops as we go. See more of the sights, fend off more of the crowds.
Yeah.
I'm definitely eating the leaves.
Yeah.
The leaves are crunchy. And there's like they've got the texture of like rock candy. But the the not like chunks of it, like the light kind that's like on the stick.
Oh.
Rock candy.
Yeah, but it's almost like a savory taste though. It's more like an herb taste. So it's like almost like tea flavored.
Tea rock candy.
Yeah, it's tea.
Yeah, I want to make that now.
I want that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Road is my one character that's not for trees.
I know. So that's sort of the vibe there. And then the colors are kind of slightly different flavors. So there we go. Where are you?
I think I immediately head there.
Okay.
So whatever extra time, but I think I probably check out the public space of the. I assume
The
it has
lobby,
like
yeah.
a lobby, or does it have like a restaurant and all that kind of stuff in the?
Yeah, yeah.
Or at least a bar or something.
Something, yeah.
I think I'd probably book a room
Oh,
Okay.
under a different name.
Larry, not Larry.
No,
no, not.
like some other
Yeah.
entire persona. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they very strict about identification and all that kind of thing here?
No, not really. They've been like they've had eons of peace. and they're a very popular place with great
it's like-
diplomatic ties. And so many different planets have so many different forms of identification that honestly, it's kind of a mess anyway. So it's like,
Sure.
okay, come on in.
So I'll spin the guest book around and sign some other stereotypically human name,
Okay.
and take a key and just kind of. Have I seen anyone eating anything that isn't tree products?
Yeah, they have all types of food. And the tree, these are like little snacky things. This is not their
Right,
main
right.
diet.
Festival food.
Yeah. Yeah, it's festival food. It's like
Popcorn.
yeah, basically. So they eat actual food.
I mean,
They tend to be like very plant based with their diets, but they do have like produced animal proteins, not from animals. They're able to like with their technology like replicate it or like 3D print it or something. I don't know. That's way too much thought for me. But they have basically meat that doesn't require killing with it. So and that's what they're able to do. And they do their best with like recreating dishes from very populous planets or people who or from species who come here a lot. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, this tastes pretty good. It's like, oh, okay. You can tell that this is supposed to be a human dish. It's fine.
Do worse.
Yeah,
It's only do a half good Pyronin dish.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's like, okay, like it's not terrible, but you can
Those
tell
pan-cultural restaurants all over the place.
Basically, yeah. Especially as a hotel, they're trying to make everyone feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Galactic fusion. Have I seen any small animals?
Me too.
Squirrels.
Like wildlife? Or
Yeah,
okay, because there's definitely like pet type animals. Like this is a little bit of a high class hotel.
Right, yeah, but
So
it's,
people are
it's
walking-
difficult to steal a toy poodle.
Oh yeah.
Not impossible.
Yes.
I didn't say impossible.
They're
Accurate.
pocket sized.
Yes, we will say that there are. There's these. A lot of the wildlife has also kind of like a crystalline property to it.
Oh.
So there's birds that are actual like animals, but their feathers have probably because their diet is very much based on the ecosystem of these trees with crystal. They have like almost a transparent feather-like quality.
Yeah, they'd evolved to
yeah.
camouflage themselves.
Yeah,
and-
exactly. Same thing with the squirrels. Like they are actual like flesh and blood, but the ends of their fur are just a little bit like transparent and colored. So they kind of match in with this. And yeah, there's a whole ecosystem. You're in a city, so there's not like
Yeah, we're not
bigger
out camping.
things.
And,
Yeah.
Pigeons, not
Yeah.
large
Yeah.
birds.
But if you decided to trape off into the wilderness, there's probably bigger stuff there. But I'll make that up when you get there.
No, I was just curious.
all otters.
Yes. All otters are all the time. Crystal otters, everything.
Oh my god, I would love to see
Different sizes. Yeah.
I think he probably orders something that
Okay.
he's familiar with at the bar.
Okay.
Just yeah.
All right, there you go. Perfect. And they do have like the cheesy little like leaf-shaped like ice cube equivalent that's like changing
Cute.
colors.
I love this planet.
Nolvath. Nolvath, how does it feel to be on a planet that is like so dominated by vegetation that is not trying to eat you?
It's very exciting.
Okay.
They love this place. It's beautiful. The colors are amazing. Nothing's trying to eat you. The people are nice.
Yeah.
I feel like the like when they're trying the food, they're like telling either Road or the locals or whoever will listen facts about it. They're like, we have similar rocks on what is my planet? Zolara. They are inedible though. When the minerals combine with saliva, it becomes corrosive.
Huh.
We suppose that if you had a dry digestive system, you could eat them. But we do not.
That sounds
These are
unpleasant.
delicious.
I'm sure they are. You really sold it with the dry digestive system talk.
Unsettling facts with Nolvath.
Amazing.
Kind of like chickens have to eat little stones to grind
Yeah.
up the stuff that they eat. Yeah.
There you go. All right, so you're chilling in the hotel
Yep.
bar, and the three of you come in.
Yeah.
Walk in? Okay.
I think, yeah. We just kind of
Um,
wander together.
Yeah.
Yeah. road as the, resident wealthy rich person,
Yes.
you would realize this is a nice hotel. Like, this is a place you would actually choose to stay.
Yeah.
So it is very nice.
And for all of their big talk about, every tree is the same tree, you can see very immediately this is his favorite tree.
Yeah.
He has craved this tree for a minute.
Since we touched
He's
down.
going to find the root cellar where there's a spa in this tree.
100% there's one.
Oh, look, a perfectly normal person. Hello, Lawrence.
I'm glad you could make it.
Uh-huh. I'm glad that I've made it. Should I be concerned that I wouldn't?
Well, you never know.
I'm a little more certain of that.
Good for you. A positive outlook then.
Yes.
This food is distasteful.
You are also eating the leaves.
No, whatever this is. It's like it looks like some kind of a goulashy thing.
Yeah.
I don't care for it.
Oh,
But this hotel seems nice.
it's beautiful.
As we come in and Nolvath catches everybody's attention and people approach, I actually start playing like the bodyguard and like shoo people away.
I think now that we're inside and like doing a thing, they're a little bit more focused, so it's a little bit more controlled. They're kind of closer to their normal like kind of pearlescent color scheme. So it's a little bit less flashy.
Okay, all
But they
right.
are still a species that probably no one on this planet has ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a habit for like intimidation. Like, again, I've got that blaster on my hip and I kind of just, tap my finger on it very visibly as I shoo people away. And then I usher you over. And I turn to you. Well, Lawrence, I'm glad that you could join us here.
Yes, you said we have a business opportunity.
Yeah, perhaps. But first, have you learned anything interesting? Or anything that you would find interesting?
Find any new friends or maybe old friends?
I have not yet, but I was not commonly working in this sector.
Good.
Well, there is some reassurance with that. Our contact's name is Egram. Why don't you all settle down here? I'm gonna go to the front desk and see if I can find out where they are.
Hmm.
Egram. Is this
If
a
you would
strange
per-
name?
I say, not for this system, as far as I remember.
If you used your translator, you would know that it means one that was born from the golden roots.
Oh,
So
fancy.
very okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So I think that's not a secret. Like, they were probably proud of what that name means. They all seem to be very proud of what their names mean. So yeah, it's just a little factoid for you.
Everyone here's so happy.
I agree. However, if you would like to take a break from the public eye, I have acquired accommodation here while we wait.
Hmm. I could use a nice real bed.
That's
He
good.
says
You
having
paid
a
for it.
nice real bed on the ship.
Yes.
All right. What if you-
And you do see there is a spa.
Oh, yeah. We'll be going there later. If we live that long.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can track Egram down.
Okay. You go to the desk and you're like, I would like to speak to the groom. And they would say, we will tell them right away. Thank you. And they do the equivalent of calling up to the room, but like future tree tacky.
They touch a vine.
Mm,
Yeah, it's like, there's like probably
It's an old school switchboard with vines.
Yeah. I kind of love that, actually.
Yeah, I know. It's really cool.
They're like beautifully wrapped together vines, and there's
Yeah.
just like a leaf every so often.
Yeah,
There's like a knot in the wood that they like stick the
Yes.
thing on. Yeah, that'd be cool.
amazing. They'll be down in just a few moments.
Tell them that me and my friends are just right over there.
Yes, all right.
Okay, and I walk over. I join you. All right, they're coming. Let's see what comes out of this.
Before they get here, no one want something just out of the goodness of their heart, no one's going to tell you up front that they are, I don't know, running away from whatever this is.
That does bring up a good question. Why would somebody want to run from something as benign as this?
I can think of plenty of reasons.
Same.
We cannot. It is very nice here.
Everyone here is so nice.
Well, then we should be wise about what questions we ask.
Yes. And how many people?
Ooh, I don't know the answer to that question, actually.
We'll have to find out.
I have spoken to one individual who knows how many they want to book passage for.
Book passage. Wow. Guess I'm working for someone now.
We do have plenty of space.
And
I guess.
give you one of those.
It's likely we'd never see them in fact.
They can get
Lost in
It's a
time.
Hotel
never
California moment.
Maybe they'll want to use one of the cryopods. I don't know.
Oh,
Might be a long journey. I don't
I
know.
don't think anyone's cleaned it in at least 200 years.
Who knows how long it has been since someone has fed the cows?
Oh,
the cows. I forgot about the cows.
I love the cows.
We bring the cows treats every time we come back on the ship.
I fed
Oh.
them.
Well, that's good. I'm sure they're satisfied then.
I mean, I fed like one. That's enough, right?
Perhaps they share. I don't know.
All right.
When he walked over to the front desk, did anybody watch him?
No, you can roll and see.
I would love to do
First roll. First roll.
Yeah.
First roll.
I realize I've completely neglected to bring my own dice.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
here, you want to grab them?
Well, no, I mean, I just
Oh,
pass
Here,
me
have the bucket.
community
Yeah,
bucket,
there we go.
and I will
Have the dice bucket.
Right.
acquire what I need.
I'm afraid of the dice bucket. Every time I've needed a dice from there, it's betrayed me.
Yeah, so you're gonna read a being,
Hmm.
or if you have a move like specifically for your playbook.
No,
Okay.
I don't. All right.
Are you looking for like reading what people are trying to think when he walks away, or are you looking for like people like strategically placing themselves in the room?
Yeah, someone that's paying attention in a professional manner.
Okay. Then that would probably be more like access knowledge.
Ah, okay. I can do that. Slightly less well.
First roll. First roll.
You can do read a being better.
It's fine. It's
Okay.
fine. However, subterfuge as a
Oh.
additional.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Because if you can hide, you're going to notice other people who can hide.
Right.
Yes. Oh no.
I got a 2 plus 1 is a 3.
Dave!
Hey, guys.
At least we can only go up from here.
Amazing.
Get it out of the way now.
I mean, maybe.
Or we go down.
Or we can maintain the status quo. I don't know.
And this is the one-shot episode.
Thanks for our
Yeah.
Starscape, everyone.
We'll have a new character generation session next time.
You are having trouble reading anything here because everyone is so freaking zen and so chill and so relaxed and happy. Like, it's hard to read these people.
Okay.
So like it sort of is flagging a bunch of different people for you. Like, oh, there's no way that this many people are this happy in this. Well, maybe. Well, okay. Maybe. So it's just very confusing at the moment.
Sure.
Yeah. And you failed to roll, so make sure you mark an experience point.
My
Okay.
secret.
As a treat.
I will attempt
You're
to
meant
force
to fail.
low stakes rolls all the time.
And at that moment, or like after you've come back and sat back down, a couple minutes later, you've had a little bit of a conversation. In walks the person you spoke to earlier, Igram, and like just long, flowy robes, like short, like shaved hair a little bit, but also like braided. Just very like braids that take a very long time for someone else to do because there's no way you can do it yourself.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, look how relaxed and chill I am. Also, I have money to pay people to braid my hair.
Yeah.
With like beautiful flowing robes and like vibrant colors all stitched together, like beautiful crystal jewelry, all the things. And just like they swoosh in, and just like perfect. Like people who wear long flowing robes all the time, so it moves almost as if it's like part of them.
Yeah.
Oh, it is good to see you again.
Oh, likewise, let me introduce my fellow travelers.
Yes, I'm so excited to meet you.
Hello.
Hello.
We are Nolvath.
Oh, it is a pleasure to meet you, Nolvath. Just an honor.
Thank you. Everyone has been so gracious here.
Yes. Oh, yes. Hello.
Hello, I'm Road Thelois.
Oh, hello. They kind of do that thing where they like don't quite know how to shake hands, so they like hand you their hand.
And he just kind of like looks at it and gives it a like shake, even though the hand is just like sitting on top of his hand.
Oh,
It's a pleasure.
a pleasure. And they put their hand out to you too, and they do kind of they try to they recreate
Sure.
like what just happened because they now think that's how you shake hands.
Yeah.
I follow their lead, and I go,
Amazing.
my name is Lawrence.
Hello, Lawrence. Yes. My name is Igram. I believe in your tongue it would be one that was born from the golden root. It's a family name.
Well, that is impressive. Now, if you don't mind, Igram, I would like to dispense with the pleasantries and cut straight to the matter.
Oh, yes, cutting. Yes, okay.
You want passage
Yes.
from this beautiful, lovely world.
Yes. I mean, not permanent passage, but me and some of my companions would like to go and visit a new place. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of travel off of this planet.
So how many companions are we talking about here?
Oh, just me and 3 of my friends.
All right. I turn to you, Road. See if I could read your face.
His face is in a perpetual just like he's listening, but he's like locked in business mode. And when they say 3 friends, first of all, the moment that they say like, oh, we just want to go for a little while, his eyebrow quirks just like, oh, really? He is listening, but you also know that he can be very changeable. And while right now he's annoyed, the moment that anything that piques his interest, he would be like, yes, okay.
Now this passage of which you speak, is it in system?
No, we would have to use the jump gates.
All right. And what is the nature of this visit? You said you want to see someplace different.
Yes. I know it's strange to want to leave such a beautiful, idyllic place.
Not at all.
Lawrence understands. Sometimes when you are young and made very responsible decisions and you never got to really do much, you end up regretting things later. So my friends and I are of a place where we can now afford to maybe see bits of the galaxy that normally wouldn't be approved of by elders.
Uh-huh.
I see.
That's the question I was just about to ask. Is like, do I get the vibe that this is a young person?
Young, but not an elder. Like, they probably have been under the thumb and they've probably just become, or at least gotten to the point in their life where they're able to take full control of their own, like 30s. Like,
Okay.
they now have, like, agency and also the money to do what they want.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would like to read a being.
Okay, perfect.
See if I can just get a little more, figure out what the underlying context is. here.
Okay.
Let's see. So I'll be making a roll with heart, which is a +1. Tactics, space, combat wouldn't apply to that.
Right.
You know what? That's a 7. It's a hit.
Okay.
So,
Hey.
So I'll pick one off the list.
um, you know what? I'm going to ask what it is that they really want besides leaving.
Mm.
Leaving is what they really want.
Okay. All right. Darn it.
But kind of what Road picked up on.
Yeah.
There's not necessarily like you're like it doesn't feel like they want to come back. Like for them saying this is an idyllic place, you just get a little bit of a vibe of like, well, they definitely want to leave, but maybe they don't want to come back.
There's a little more to it than that. So I do detect that there is a little more to it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I mean, maybe that's why they're looking for a ship that isn't people that they know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're so eager to leave, if you don't mind my asking, just because I need to make sure that my dear friend here is getting only the best material. Where would you be acquiring this fuel from, if I might ask?
Oh, I haven't actually purchased fuel before, but I'm sure with the golden root money that would be perfectly fine to get it somewhere. Fuels of that nature are very difficult to get. You need special permits generally to have them on this planet in the first place.
They're quite combustible, and there's a bunch of trees everywhere that might, I don't know, light on fire.
Exactly. So generally, it's not usually possible for off-worlders to even procure them or bring them here. So you probably would need someone with connections in the first place.
So you want to hire us as a cruise line and pay us with fuel that you don't have yet, if I understand your business proposition correctly.
I mean, I'm happy to pay you with money as well as the fuel, but the fuel is, we have combustible fuel that would work, but I just don't have it on me. I don't tend to carry around combustible thing. Is that normal on other planets?
Yes.
Oh,
Some whole planets are combustible if you try hard enough.
oh my.
Not that difficult sometimes.
Make it easy for you, right? I'll turn to you, Road, and I'll say, well, this is more of a lead than I have found in the hours that we have spent here. I am all right with terms of monetary compensation.
What is the destination, though?
I'd like to go to a planet called Lastu. Yeah.
With my vast knowledge ability, do I know anything about
Last two?
Last
Is,
two?
now your vast knowledge isn't that you pick a specific thing to have vast knowledge in.
Yeah, I
Okay.
have well, my specialties are alien cultures and biology and physical sciences.
Okay.
And my character, though they're disconnected from the hive mind now, has the collective memories from when they were connected.
Got it.
So if any of their species have been there, they would know things about the planet.
No one in your hive mind has been there.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a weird backwater planet. Like you probably would know where it was, like on a map, you know where this is.
Okay.
But it's like no one has ever been there for weird people.
Okay. Fair enough.
My turn.
Yes.
Kimmy.
Ready, go.
I would love to get a read on them as well, but for a very specific purpose.
Okay.
Because I have a special ability.
Okay.
Would I lie to you? When you roll read a being, roll with plus savvy if you are preparing for a negotiation of some type.
Very nice.
Ooh.
So
All
I would
right.
like to read them so that I can then use it against them.
That is the express purpose of that move. In fact,
And so I get to roll with savvy. Plus savvy. So I roll with heart, and my heart's a 0, so it doesn't matter. Ooh. That is very good. That is a 12.
okay, amazing. I think you also earn a trust when you roll a 12 plus. So I have to remember if that's in. Actually, I have to remember if that's in this set of rules. But we'll go for it for now.
I'll put a question mark next to it.
Question mark. It's fine. For today, we'll play that rule. All right. So you get to pick
Two things on the
Yes.
list. I want to know who's in charge.
Mhm.
And I want to know what are they feeling?
Okay. They are nervous.
Yeah.
They are in charge of whatever this is.
Mm-hmm.
But they're nervous. As cool as they seem on the outside, they're very nervous.
Cool.
Yeah.
You see, Igrim, I don't know if you've heard of my family, but we pride ourselves on shrewd dealings. I can't exactly go around saying my name and then cutting someone just a loose deal for a sad story.
Right.
So, the thing is, my friend here really does need this fuel,
Yes.
but you also seem to really need this passage.
Yes.
So here's the deal.
Okay.
You give us, what would you say, 3 barrels? 2 barrels?
3 would be nice.
3 barrels of fuel,
We can do 3.
and you pay away, and we take you.
Okay. This sounds wonderful.
Wonderful.
They don't do they're like, I've never negotiated anything. I don't know what to do. That sounds fine. Okay, whatever. All right.
Oh, that is what the price tag says. I will
Yes.
pay this.
I will pay this. Oh, and you require a tip as well. All right, I will pay that as well. How much is your tip?
Yes, okay, cool.
Tips are mandatory.
Yeah.
So I look at you like, are we good with this then?
Oh, he's very pleased with himself. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, all right. All right. 3 barrels. Now, just, we will take you, of course. When can we expect those 3 barrels?
I will get in touch with you. Probably, it might take me as long as 3 hours.
All right, I think that's fine.
It's a bit slow service, but we'll take it.
I'm not. I can't carry them myself. I'm sorry.
Meet us with those barrels in berth 25, Southern Dock.
Okay. Would we be leaving today, or would you prefer to leave tomorrow, or when would?
I would love to stay the night here.
We would also like to stay.
Oh.
Hear that from Lawrence.
Apparently, we'll stay the night.
Very good. If it's all right, can we deliver the barrels at the time of
Yes.
departure? It's very difficult to move combustible materials around. It would draw quite a bit of attention, so I'd rather do it before we leave.
Oh, of course, absolutely. If we're gonna be staying the night, no point in us holding on to those things.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything that we should have aboard your ship? Do you have oxygen on your ship?
We have oxygen.
Okay.
But as far as luggage goes, I'm going to have to contain you to just 1 crate each.
Oh, that is not possible. Can we pay extra to have more luggage?
I guess.
Okay. We have a lot of luggage.
Fine. He was always going to let them on.
Yeah. Okay.
If you have any specific dietary requirements, you might want to bring your own.
That's true.
Oh, we can do that. Yes.
We're not equipped with a full chef.
Or beds.
We can bring beds. Is that required?
I would bring small beds.
Oh. We could probably find those somewhere. I'm sure there's small beds somewhere. Yes.
And I mean, that can still fit you. To be clear, sometimes I say these things and people take me very literally.
Not very small.
No. Yes, of course. But like, not the normal bed size where there's like 5 people.
No.
5. No. Okay. Just for one.
Think like
being per
children's
bed.
size.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yes. All right. Understood.
The normal
Yes.
bed size is for 5 people here?
Yes.
Yes. Is that not normal?
Have you not seen my bed? What
No?
does your bed look like?
Have you not seen it?
I can't find it.
Oh, that is by design.
I'd like to see it.
I will show you.
Oh, excellent.
You never
Ooh.
asked.
They want to see your bed.
Excellent.
I
will.
Does not understand.
You know what? I also say now, will you also be covering our rooms here?
I can do this.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that part of the deal as
Oh,
well?
of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
And I did notice you were drinking and eating. Was that? I will make sure that you put those on the rooms as well.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you so
Wonderful.
much.
Oh, yes, thank you. It seems like a bargain. Is that what you say, a bargain? I've been trying to...
It's definitely a bargain.
Oh, yes.
For your berth aboard the luxurious Astral Star.
Yes, yes. Beautiful.
Amber Star.
Amber, yes. I love that color amber. It is beautiful.
Oh,
Yes.
good.
Well, until tomorrow, my friends, I will try and procure the appropriate size beds and have our luggage packed in a smaller number. We will try to limit it to less than 10 each. And then, yes. Thank you.
Girl, you have a wonderful night.
And you as well, yes. They go over to the concierge and like make it very clear, and they like hand them a crystal credit card. And, like, point to you.
It's like one of those little Superman,
Yeah.
crystals that go into the little slot.
Exactly. Yeah.
I turn to Rode and I say, so, these folks seem, honest with us, at least.
They seem very eager.
No, yeah, I did see that much, but no other red flags on your part, or red alerts.
They seem nervous, but who isn't nervous running away from home for the first time?
Lawrence, what's your bead?
I feel like they're probably tired of being middle management.
All right, well,
Oh, what a cursed life.
as long as it is something as harmless as that, I do not see the problem with letting these folks on our ship, Nolvath. Now, they may want a lot of conversation from you. I hope that's all right.
We have many places to hide.
Fair.
And then they just like
This is very
go
true. This is very
in the
true.
chair.
Amazing.
Fantastic. And I do the sort of southern eye up thing.
Yep.
Where I put my hands on my lap, and I get up and I say, well, if these beds are made to accommodate 5 individuals and there's just one little old me, I think I'm going to go find some companionship for the night.
Wonderful. You should also get some rest since I will not be loading those 10 crates each onto my ship.
I make no promises. Saunter off.
Can we fit that much?
I was wondering.
I kind of had like we had like a space minivan, not like
Not giant.
yeah, but we'll figure it out.
It'll be fun.
Just
And
a bunch of
beds.
cargo straps to the
I mean,
outside.
we don't have to make one trip.
Yeah.
That's true.
Do the people
Yeah.
trip and then the luggage trip.
They're giving us enough fuel. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone have anything that they want to accomplish this evening, or
A long spa treatment. Just an extremely long spa treatment. Nails, massage, full facial, the whole thing.
well, the way the spa is built, and it's actually something that's sort of like part of this ecosystem are these like hot springs, but they're like underground. So you do go down like among the roots in these giant cave systems.
Oh, I do want to go in there.
I think Road goes down, starts to like get ready for the things. But actually, hold on a minute. Goes and like sends a message. Nolvath, you should come down to the spa. This is not a trap.
I'm glad you clarified.
And the minerals like change the colors of the water. So the pool, there's different pools and different rooms or caves that have different minerals, so they kind of glow different colors. And supposedly they have like different like properties to help different types of skin or like beings. So like there's one that's supposed to be extra good for scales and one that's great for feathers and like all these different things. So like different people pay for different things, whether it's actually scientifically helpful or like whatever.
He feels so special.
Yeah.
That's the important
Yeah,
part.
exactly. It's just like the glowy special feeling.
Yeah.
And it's nice.
He
And
puts his hair up in a towel. He puts little covers on his feathers. He has a wonderful time.
amazing. Yeah. So, and they have like massages and the whole 9 yards. And since you're not paying,
Yeah.
there you go. Nolvath, how do you feel about like touching, like a massage, like that type of thing?
Oh,
Do you
not
want
weird.
that? No, okay.
Yeah. Their species is like very hands-on. They're a hive species. They're dog pile, sleeping time.
Yeah.
So it's not weird. They don't think physical contact is weird.
Is it weird when you don't know what the other person's thinking?
I think their default is not to assume is just to assume neutral intent.
Yeah.
So no, unless the other person is acting weird.
Okay. I was just like, if you're like, oh, like you're used to just like knowing what everyone around you thinks. So I guess you've probably gotten used to it by this point.
Yeah, I mean, since they woke up in the pod, they don't know what anyone is thinking around them.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But the way you described the spa is very similar
Oh.
to where their people live underground in their home. It's like
Amazing.
systems of caves and burrows that are lit by different like colored crystals and like pools of liquids and stuff. But in contrast to the spa here, everything there is toxic.
You probably hear Rode asking, like, you're sure this is safe about like every little mineral, every little detail. And it's like all the things you can tell that he's worried about, not from stories that you've told, but the exact problems that he would have going to your caves.
Amazing.
Yes. So they feel very at home here, but are probably explaining how the differences are. Like, oh, on my planet, this would immediately disintegrate you.
Nolvath, I'm trying to have a nice time.
Killing the vibe.
I wanted a skin peel, not a skin burn off.
We have many things that can peel the skin.
Iconic.
Yeah, super. I know.
Cannot take them anywhere.
I know pre-game I'm like, oh, we probably will stay on planet this whole game. We don't have to. That's okay. If we get to a point where you want to go, that's fine. All right. Anything anyone else wants to do?
I'll find like, just a couple of willing bodies interested in like, I'll persuade them, hey, do you want to go
Have fun.
check out this
them.
this wonderful, beautiful place?
Okay.
The hotel, and
Very
I'll get some sleep, but it's a party, so
Uh-huh.
you know.
What is Jonas's type?
Kid in a candy store?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's all sorts of shapes and sizes here. Just somebody like gregarious, I'm gonna say. Somebody who's willing to go along with wherever they end up getting dragged, or wherever, somebody willing to drag Jonas wherever a good time is. Yep.
So someone who also is in it just for a bit of fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
We both know what this is.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
NSA. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay.
Mhm.
And Larry.
Lawrence.
Every
do you have
single
fun?
time Larry works, it's real good. I think he wants to find out if there's any news.
Okay.
Oh.
Like, has there been any movement that I should be aware of? Are there places we shouldn't go? Or that kind of thing. So I think that's what he'd spend the evening attempting to do.
Okay.
Because I think his version of sleep is leaning up in a corner,
Okay.
simply because we don't have space.
Yeah.
So like we sleep like the vampires from the Omega Man remake.
Oh,
yeah.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you, yeah. So like we just all are huddled in
Oh.
pods kind of thing most of the
Jeez.
time. So
So you're looking for info on the Fuginians specifically, or like local information?
less local, more galactic.
Galactic,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Like, is there a war that I don't know about? Like, I think he feels very detached from the intelligence apparatus he once was a part of.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have reports on safe places to go, and he probably looks up some stuff about this planet that we're apparently heading to. Like, what's going on there? Is it in turmoil for some reason? Is it contested space?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
I'm gonna have you roll access knowledge. I should have had you do roll, read a being on the first roll. I'm
It wouldn't
nervous.
have helped.
I know it wouldn't have
Yeah.
helped, but and just moving forward, if you're like reading a room, you generally will do read a being.
Gotcha. Okay.
I just went through in the last like couple weeks and like refined and renamed everything. So I just like, oh yeah, this. Oh wait,
Oh,
no,
wait a minute.
that's the old name. But for this, it is specifically access knowledge, unless you have a specific move on your playbook that's like connect with your network or things like that, which you probably do.
I do, but I'm not gonna do that one.
There's big risks if you reuse that one. If you fail that roll, it's gonna be more than like, wow, everyone's happy.
Sorry, planet.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna stick with excess knowledge. That's
Okay.
fine.
Perfect.
Can I get a bonus for my underground radio?
You have to be on the ship to use it
Oh, that's fair. Yeah,
because it's part of the ship.
yes, gotcha.
If you have your what are your specialties?
Diplomacy, subterfuge, tactics, ground combat.
Yeah, none of those are
Yeah,
helpful.
Yeah, I wasn't trying those. I was just like, if I'm using it,
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
if you had something about like a spy network or something like then
Yeah.
yeah.
it's all good. Hey, all right. I like that.
Okay.
Let's go with a 9.
Okay.
Nice.
Pick one. It's probably access specialized information
Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds perfect.
based on what you're describing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna get on the equivalent of the future tree internet.
Yeah, I
and-
found like a cyber cafe or
yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
something
thing.
like that.
The worldwide route.
Oh, that's very good. All right. So last two is nowhere. Like it's like driving distance. It's like driving distance to a few larger planets. But there doesn't seem to be any like population there. Like people kind of go there for like camping or like sightseeing, or if they're like looking for like it's the equivalent of like where people if there was a future space National Geographic photographer, they would go there.
Okay.
So it's like, but it's not really a place that has like a sustained population. It's kind of just a wild place that has some beautiful places, and then people leave because it's close enough to big planets that if like people are looking to move somewhere, generally they would go to those planets. And it doesn't really have anything that like, oh, we can mine this thing. So there's no reason that people have been there before. So other than sciencey studying things and then leaving again.
That's suspicious.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fine.
We're driving them there for them to try and murder us.
Maybe. But at the same time, it makes it much easier to murder them.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're gonna try and murder us. We'll murder them.
Larry Lockett. Go ahead.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm rubber and you're glue, murder.
They are going to be in our turf after all, technically.
We could lose them so quickly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We know where all the
Or
airlocks
just
are.
put them in a cryotube.
Yeah. There you go. Save them for later.
Space penetration.
Yes. Push them out the window.
While this is probably nothing, but while Rode is spying, he also just chats people up about the like the commerce side of the leaves, and like, do they ship off world? What kind of value do they have off world? Can you melt them down into something? Like, just chat these people up just to learn, because as much as he's been like, ugh, these people, he is interested.
They have very strict rules about taking anything related to the trees off world. So these leaves can't be melted down. Like even though they are crystalline, they are still like a bio product. So they burn, they can be eaten and things like that, but they're not like they're not something you can melt down into like ships or things like that. They've managed to work it into the technology, but it's more like having can't think of anything, but it's more something that's grown. It does grow. Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. More than like something you could like make.
It's bioengineered.
Yeah. Or well, no, it is it was grown on the planet. So
Yeah.
before the technology was here, these leaves were here, which is why the technology is based on the leaves.
Yeah.
So it is not something that they have. It's something that is their culture has grown up around.
Yeah.
Not something that they've developed.
It's engineering and biology,
Yes.
not bioengineered biology.
Exactly. So if the people had never been here, these trees with these leaves would be still here.
Cool. Yeah, he interrogates them probably endlessly about why things won't leave planet. But other than that,
Yeah, it seems mostly like it's cultural.
Yeah.
Like it's something that's very dear to them. They don't want them being sold off places. They want it to stay partially for commerce reasons. It's like a big tourist thing. Like we like people being here, but it's also something that's part of their culture, a little bit tied into their religion, things like that. It's like why people wouldn't want like the pyramids or something. Like we're gonna pull apart the pyramids, and I mean I know that's been happening, it's terrible, but and you know, ship them off world if pyramids could be grown,
yes,
if that makes sense. So
Yes.
yeah, he's just deeply fascinated by people who have a bountiful resource that they will not share for money.
yeah, they have made it very profitable to have it here.
Yes.
And you do appreciate how they've made the scarcity
Yes.
and the unique quality of it something that draws people here and something to make money off of.
He's like, ooh,
Yeah,
okay,
and they
I guess.
realize the difference between them and like big things to people like the pyramids. Like these could be taken somewhere else and grown, and then they
wouldn't be the only one.
yeah, exactly. So they also in addition to them being like a holy thing that they really care about, they realize like it's super freaking easy to take a seed somewhere and stick it in the ground, and then suddenly you have a whole other planet covered with these beautiful things that other people might be closer or more convenient to visit and things like that. So that is the other reason they're super protective of it.
He just finds that so fascinating.
I think Nolvath would chat up the spa people about like what are the native the local people here called?
They are
Huskesian.
Huskesio. Yeah, Schizo is the
Like any sort of biological uniqueness about them, because that's obviously what their species is looking for in the universe. So they're just curious about like what is biologically unique about the species.
Like the fact that they are a tree dwelling species. While they have become very elegant about walking. One of the things that you figure out probably is they are a little awkward about it. Like their legs look a little weird when they're walking, which is one of the reasons they have like the big flowy robes to kind of they glide, but there's kind of like the furious like duck walk.
Kind of like when you see a sloth out of a tree.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Just
they
a little awkward.
Yeah, so they just like look a little weird. So they've developed these big flowy robes to kind of hide the awkwardness. But they do have very long, graceful arms that they design their clothing to like accentuate. So that's one of the things that you sort of notice about them.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they are very strong.
Okay.
It's sort of they're not losing it necessarily because they obviously don't climb the trees anymore.
Yeah.
It's been many generations since they actually had to climb in these trees. But you do notice there are some who seem to be the equivalent of like hippie weightlifters that are very swole. And they are very strong looking. Like very easily, like one hand, like handstand push-ups, like no problem, like strong, because they were developed in the trees. Climbing was their big thing.
Fascinating.
Awesome.
Well, and it's shocking how much length of bone segments for where like muscles are anchored gives you that extra leverage.
Oh, yeah.
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 So that's what you discovered, and they do seem to have their skin is a little bit luminescent, probably similar to like what you see with the birds and the squirrel type creatures and stuff like that, where it's just these minerals are kind of in everything around the planet. But their skin is not like transparent in any way or anything, just kind of shiny. It varies between lots of different shades. Again, like the barks, it tends to kind of be like from like tan to like white, silvery, and like lots of in-betweens, gradients in there.
Cool. Going in the hive knowledge eventually.
Yeah. All right. you are successful, you have
Yeah,
companions.
I like them fit. So
Yeah.
all this is great.
You're gonna
I
have a
was
great
thinking this, I'm
time.
like, oh, this is
Do you
fantastic.
find one of the swole?
Yeah,
or a
yeah,
couple
oh
of
yeah,
the swole
yeah.
ones.
A couple of the swole ones. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's probably a hotel gym. You're like, hey.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Rip off the flight suit, like let it hang down. You know.
Yeah. Do the
A little
roll
bit.
down.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Look at my 8-pack. There's 8, right? 8. Okay. And so, Lawrence, you've done your
Yep.
research. Since you did a successful roll, you can look up information, pretty much any information, if there's anything else you wanted to know.
I mean, I'd probably look up. Now I've completely forgotten the name. This particular contact of ours that's coming on the ship.
Ingram.
One that was
Ingram.
born from the Golden Roots.
Yes.
Yes. Ingram. They are from a fairly wealthy family. There are some wealthy families here.
Sure.
They're from like mid-level wealthy.
Okay.
So not the richest, but very,
Not
very
struggling.
rich.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes sense that them paying for your room would be no problem whatsoever. All your rooms, all your things, all the things. Very cushy. You do see that there's sort of like what you were saying, like middle management. Like there's like a dynastic line. Like they're obviously being like trained and like raised to take over the family business someday, which is something weird and vague about the trees with this. Nothing like suspicious, but just like
Yeah,
everything has to do with the trees here. So they
Sure.
have a business with
that
that.
does something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. But it's not like they don't have scandal news stories and
Doesn't
Tree
seem
MZ.
like it. Yeah. It does seem like there are some political squabbles happening on the planet right now. Nothing like that's become violent or, things like that. It's just like different people want to do different things and they're having a very like long drawn out diplomatic like discussion between all these different people about it.
Excuse me.
It does seem to be a bit of like the elder generations want to keep things certain ways and the younger generations want things different. That never happened. So that sort of thing.
Sure. Okay.
But nothing like war or anything like that.
Yeah, nobody planning a coup or anything like that.
Not that's freely available on the root
Right,
internet
right.
or
Yeah,
whatever
but
we call
it's not
it.
like there's like guerrilla fighting happening somewhere else on this planet. And
There's like zero fighting. Like there's
Okay.
no fighting on this planet.
Cool.
And you also don't get any like pings on your future Google notifications about the Phogenians.
Okay.
So it doesn't seem like there have been any big moves. They haven't taken over any other planets that are being reported, things like that. RootNet, sorry, it's RootNet.
All right. I'd probably just head back to the hotel.
Okay.
Stay in the room that I got,
Okay.
not the one being provided.
All right. Standing in your corner.
Yeah. I think I'd probably set up some subtle cameras in the hallways
Okay.
Nice.
outside everybody else's rooms, just to keep an eye on things.
Okay.
But
Alright.
other than that, yeah, bedtime.
Bedtime.
Just put a chair in front of my door.
Yeah, probably.
Want me to tell you the story?
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
All right. Next morning. Let's see. Who'd probably wake up first? I'm now suddenly curious if Nolvath like really sleeps.
I was
Yeah.
wondering about that too.
Wait till Samantha comes back and ask about that.
I think I'm fairly early rising,
Okay.
just out of habit. Like,
What's the first thing you do?
I'd probably review the footage from the cameras overnight.
Okay. You're gonna notice
Uh-oh.
that there is it's not Ingrith. It's another
Local.
person from this planet, dressed much less fancy. but not in like the colors of the hotel staff, who comes and like just kind of like pauses outside the rooms.
Pops outside like each one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And including yours, even though it's under your name.
Mine.
Yeah, your actual roof
Oh, okay.
too. And it looks like they are putting out little cameras as well outside each of the rooms. And then they continue on.
How tall is this building?
I mean, it's built into one of these ginormous trees. So it's like they're kind of built onto the side, like attached to these trees. And these trees are like colossal trees. Like massive, like think Wookiee trees, like that you can build like cities into and stuff like that. These are massive. So it's probably the equivalent of a skyscraper of some type.
Oh, all right. Well, that's not going to happen then. Okay. I was like, I'll try and go out the window if it's
That's
ground
not
based.
a good idea.
Right, yeah.
Not a good idea. I mean, unless you have wings, and I don't know.
No.
Okay.
Hiding some wings in there.
That'd be a real fucked up way to be a player in a game. Like, yeah, I've had wings all along.
They've just been here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's session 1. I'm okay to add things in session 1.
Yeah, well, like if that had come up and earlier in the night, I'd been like, I would like to have wings also. That's fair, but now that I'm faced with a situation where wings would be useful, if I'm just writing it in on my character,
Yeah.
that's pretty
Wings,
jacked up. Okay. I'm going to try and see if I can figure out the signal that these cameras this other person put up are
okay.
emitting.
Okay.
I don't really have a lot of hardware to do that with.
No.
So whatever my little communicator thing that we've been using, I guess. See if I can make that work.
Okay. That is also going to be an access knowledge roll. Sorry.
No,
a
it's
lot
okay.
of that tonight.
Spy stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it would be modify how something works. If you get it.
Sure. Would subterfuge help
Yes.
on that?
Yes.
That's not you.
Oh.
I got it.
I mean, the other one.
I did.
Okay. Very cute. Thank you.
Uh,
I didn't want to like make it.
no, that's totally
Okay.
fine. I just was like, why are you muting me?
Don't like you. Sorry.
It's like I don't want to know your results.
I'm used to sitting there, and so when I mute myself,
Yeah.
it's that
That's
button.
the kitty button.
Yeah,
You're in.
it's the sneezy button. Okay.
I disapprove of your role-playing choices.
Yeah.
You're in timeout. Go
All
sit in the cryopod.
All right.
All right, let's go. Would subterfuge help
Yeah,
here?
absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
So you get a +1 to your roll. So you plus
So
brains.
8, 9.
Okay. Then that's including you added your brains.
Yeah, my brains are 0.
All right. Well.
I'm real savvy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Super
same.
savvy.
Okay.
Okay. So
You might actually have 2 brains.
9. You can pick one off the list. So you
Well, yeah, I'll pick
modify
up
how something
how
works.
Yeah.
So yeah. You probably like have picked up a couple little things around the room that tie into this crystalline technology that they're using, and you're able to then use that to adapt your little thing to use that.
Cool.
And you're able to tap in, and it is like very similar to the footage you have, except it doesn't have this person walking in it because they put it up.
Sure.
So it's very clear that they are monitoring your rooms. Then there's one for your room, which you probably didn't put. Oh yeah, you did put up one for your room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I will send a message to everyone. I know it's early. However, it would be best if we could leave as soon as possible. We have attracted some kind of local attention that is trying to observe us at our rooms.
Ew. Literally just in text. Ew.
I agree.
I've taken my thing off and it's kind of
I'm
sitting
sorry.
at a like my communicator
Oh god.
thing. Humans, by the way,
Yeah,
yeah.
added
checking.
details. No, I've taken my communicator off. I've set it on a table across from the bed, from the 5-person bed.
Okay.
So that buzzes in, and that wakes me up. I'm super groggy. I peel myself away from like the 3 other bodies that have joined me in this room.
Yes.
And I look at them. I actually I don't slip it back on. I kind of just pull it up. And I quickly go and fix myself a drink because I think I'm gonna need it today.
Yeah.
After this, I'm gonna just try to clean myself up as quietly as I can and not wake the 3
Okay.
other folks that are in my room, and I'll get all my gear up and make my way towards who's. Are we all kind of in the same block
he's
of
in his
rooms?
own
You're in a
room.
different one, right?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm not nearby.
Did you tell us where you were dreaming in?
Absolutely not.
All right, then I'll go to Nolvath's room first, and just to make sure everything is cool.
Yeah. I think they've gotten the message and are awake. I think they send you one back asking like, what is the observation device?
A local tree tech camera on each of the doors.
Oh, on the door.
Well, aimed at the door.
You have to be literal.
On the door.
Okay. Would you like me to try to remove them?
If you think you're able, I am unfamiliar with this technology. I
Mm,
forgot I wasn't doing the voice. Sorry.
That's okay.
First game.
Anyone have any shears?
I probably have like a utility knife. I have like I have a multi-tool.
Yeah.
Put it that way. At
course
least
you
have a
do.
multi-tool.
Of course you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never know when you're gonna need it, and sometimes you know exactly when you're gonna need it. So.
Rode is in the middle of his skincare routine. Still in the hotel robe. I'm sure it's beautiful too.
Stunning. And
Yeah.
like super soft.
Yeah.
Just flowy as like those other robes.
Yeah.
It's like the really nice like bamboo fibers
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
that are just
Yeah.
like breathable but also like super cozy.
And like robe, slippers, hair up.
Yeah.
Just opens his door, looks around the hallway for the camera.
They're very, very tiny. But yeah, after like since you kind of know where to look, you're able to like pick it out, and it's like hidden on some of the ornate like stuff around the doors, like the trimmings and stuff like that.
Okay.
So like unless you were like like you would have to kind of know where to look. It's not something you would ever just kind of notice walking by.
Road plays it off as just like, oh, I'm admiring the architecture. And turns and I think knows better than to knock on Jonas's door and goes to Nolvath's door.
Yeah, I mean, they're nice walls, but there's only so much like sound insulation you can put in any wall.
I think he's also just used to this. He's
Yes.
just like, you know what?
100%.
Good for you. You're gonna
Yeah.
live a life. Do it. I salute you. I'm gonna not wake up whoever's still sleeping in here.
They open the door and they are completely camouflaged. So they open it and it's like invisible person.
Hello. If you're doing something, I can't see it.
For those of you listening, Samantha as Nolvath just awkwardly waved as they were camouflaged.
Yeah.
Not
You
helping.
feel them walk past you
Ooh.
and look for the and we're looking for the camera.
Yeah. They're doing the octopi thing where it's like as you move, it's like changing.
Yes.
And Road is like, I can't look at this. This actually kind of creeps me out. And just like walks into Nolvath's room and slightly closes the door over and is then face to face with Jonas, still like fully ducked out in beautiful hotel lounge chair. Good morning.
Morning. Looks like you got yourself some sleep.
You don't want me to not.
And so are you visible when you look for the camera? No, you're still.
No. So they're like carefully camouflaging over to like where they to the side of where they assume it is to look for it and see if they can like take it down.
Okay. Yeah, you could probably do that.
Okay.
Their camouflage isn't so perfect. Like if they're moving, especially, it's like if you've seen like a octopus in a video where it's like it's almost perfect, but when they move, there's just like a slight delay of like them adjusting.
So cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool. So like them opening the door, they're prepared, so they're like perfect. But like the minute they walk past you, you can kind of tell where they're at.
Which is why Rode doesn't like it.
Yeah.
It's like looking at a TV with ghosting on it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Those pixels are just
And-
in slightly the wrong
Yeah.
spot and
Super
moving.
doesn't like it.
Yeah. So you can kind of tell where they're at, Jonas. But the camera's probably not picking it up very well unless the person knows exactly what to look for, which they probably don't.
Sure.
Because it's
Okay.
really random.
So I'll turn to you then, Rode, and I'll say, so what'd you find? What's going on here?
Well, we have very cleverly hidden spies. I'm inclined to let Nolvath deal with them, but if they can't, I have deactivated a camera or two in my day.
All right. Were they just outside the rooms?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I feel all right with that.
Lawrence was, as usual, completely accurate.
Speaking of which, where is Lawrence?
I don't know. And Rode
Probably angrily standing in an elevator,
Yeah.
like chill music playing.
Waiting. Girl from Ipanema.
Yeah, exactly.
Even worse, it's like the wind chime like cover of
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
It's the glass harmonica cover.
Yeah, so it's like
That spinning crystal bowl thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Thing, yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
A glass harpsichord.
Yeah,
Yes,
there you go.
yeah. And just like
That's awesome.
and just sitting there fuming, and like people are getting on and people are getting off because it's the morning, like people are checking out.
Every
Yeah.
branch.
So like I'm just
They have to stop at every branch.
Yeah.
on the way out, some kid hit every button.
That's right, Kimmy. You missed all of my tree jokes last game, so I had to bring them back.
Bring them, yes.
Can't branch out.
No. We just have to leave it
Leave
where
it
it is.
Oh.
I mean, would that we could. Go.
Oh.
So I think like finally arrives at the right floor
Yeah.
and makes his way down and probably goes to Rhodes' room,
Mm-hmm.
just assuming that's a gathering spot, but then being like, no one's in there.
Doors closed.
Well, that didn't stop me.
I know.
But then I'll just systematically go through the other doors until I get the right one.
Okay.
I'm so curious.
Yes. So what happens when you open Jonas's door?
Hold on. I'm just gonna do high
Yes.
low.
Yeah,
If it's high, I will go to Jonas's room first. It's high.
Yes, good.
So I think I jimmy the door open and get inside. There's just a pile of people in the bed. I think he takes a minute and goes and inhales and goes, they're still alive. And he walks up and then goes to the right room.
Yeah.
Did you do any like checking to see if any of them are the person who set up the cameras?
No, because the person never went in a room.
That's true. Okay.
I saw that in the footage.
And
that
you
I
probably saw in your footage Jonas
Jonas
and his
coming
friends
back,
going into
yeah.
their room. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's fair. Okay.
Rhodes' room is beautifully perfumed. Not standard.
Sure. You carry just a room
Yes.
perfume.
Room spray.
Yeah.
Yes, room spray.
Yeah. That's fantastic. So then I'll get to Nolvath's room
Okay.
and
They're not in there. They're camouflaged in the hallway trying to pry a camera off the wall.
And
Yeah,
we're
these
out there,
two
we're
are-
standing out like, yeah.
Can you?
so you just watched me go to the wrong room.
Yes, 100%. They
That's
followed
good.
Road around on our spaceship like a creeper.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
so
yeah.
long.
For like weeks.
This is why it freaks him out.
Just jump scared you one day.
Yeah.
And then again a few more times. That's what
Oh,
really
yeah.
kind of sets
Yeah.
it up
No,
right there.
repeatedly.
Yeah.
Lawrence, can you smell Nolvath?
Ooh.
Probably at close range.
Okay.
I mean, unless you have thoughts about how odiferous Nolvath is.
Not particularly.
Okay.
Yeah, their species is very like somewhere between amphibian and reptilian, so they're
Mhm.
not particularly smelly.
Yeah. Well, especially coming from a planet where I feel like a lot of the plant life doesn't have eyes, so a lot of
Yeah.
like
Mm.
pheromone
Smell,
and
yeah.
heat and smell
Yeah.
would be how they would like hone in. You've
Yeah.
probably
And it's not just it's megafauna too.
Fauna, yeah.
So
Yeah.
like giant creatures
Yeah.
that are
Big nose.
big nose.
Big
Can
nose,
smell.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So you probably evolved to be very unsmelly.
Very stealthy.
Yes.
Yes.
But so yeah, I think like at close
Yes.
personal
You're still a
interaction
predator.
range. Yeah, but not like
Yeah.
down the hallway.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
nah.
I was just curious after you smelled Jonas's roommates. Like, just curious.
It was 100% just deciding whether or not I had to hide bodies.
Yeah. No.
Practical.
The functional
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Admirable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Attention to detail.
I mean, wouldn't be the first hotel room he's had to clear out. Like,
Yeah.
and they don't even have carpets here; it's just leaves.
Yeah.
Do I need to roll a thing to go a mano with this camera?
No.
Okay.
It's not like
Great.
welded or like part of the tree. They stuck it there. You can pull it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put a leaf over it and take it off the wall
Yeah.
then, and do that for all of them, and
Mhm.
stick them in a bag, I guess.
Okay.
Mm. Do I know how to get in touch with Igram? Like, do I know what room they're in, or do I have their, did I get their cell number?
I mean, they kind of gave you. Yeah, we'll say that you exchange numbers at that point.
Sure,
Like,
sure. Or like ID
numbers.
codes.
yeah,
we
whatever it
exchange
is.
codes.
Like, yeah, so
Yeah.
you can like do like text them. Kind
Okay.
Of. It's like you can't. You probably not like straight comms. But you
Sure.
probably send them like a message.
Yeah, I'll send them a message saying, we need to up our schedule and leave here as soon as possible. Get your luggage ready. Meet us at berth 25, or and we'll head to berth 25.
Leave here as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Leave here.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I stopped.
Don't-
Make
don't-
a
I'm acting
tree and-
myself. I am the one ruining the moment.
No, yeah.
Stopping.
Listen, we have to make like a tree and get out of here.
There it is.
They write back very concerned. Like, what has happened? Is everyone all right?
I will shoot back. Yes, another business opportunity has arisen that we need to follow. And if you want to be on the boat when it leaves, when it pulls out of the dock, you got to make it.
All right. We'll come as soon as possible.
All right. And I'll start actually kind of like just doing the rounds around the various corridors to make sure nobody's coming after us.
Okay. It seems like at this moment there's nobody arriving. Oh, okay.
I'll post up lookout because invisible.
Road gets stressed. It takes a while.
Yeah. That's fine.
I'd probably offer to help valet.
Hmm.
Or valet,
Yeah.
more appropriately,
Valid.
just to try and speed things up.
Yeah.
Moving all your things down and okay.
Yeah, and I guess we'll just head down to the lobby.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get a message from Igram saying, "We're on our way. We have our luggage, and the barrels should be arriving at the dock as well."
All right, fantastic.
Great.
Get ready to just hike out of there as soon as Igram comes along.
Okay.
So, Igram, 3 individuals, and how much luggage
So
show
much
up?
luggage.
A lot of luggage. Like, a lot of luggage.
Like 30 full-on steamer trunks each.
Like- Yeah, if you like, yeah, so much luggage, and it's all like futury luggage, so it's all like got the little levitating things.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like so it's all very
The
easy
lights
to
and
move.
readouts.
Yeah, but there's a lot of it. It seems like the 4 of them have probably Like there's a few that are like very large.
Steamer trunk size.
Like probably a little bigger than that. Like some of them are like 4 feet high. Like they're like full on like maybe like they're hanging clothes in there. Like they
Bundling
don't.
art.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff they don't want to fold or something. Like it's full size. And then they've also got smaller stuff, and some are very small, like I don't know, jewelry or hat boxes or something
Smuggling
like that.
chinchillas.
Size.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to surreptitiously just like scan the boxes using
Okay.
my little device.
Okay. What little? You just your
Yeah, it's my
your
little-
arm thing?
Yeah.
Most of them are you can't scan.
Okay, all right. They're the material.
They're,
is like-
yeah, it's like
okay,
a
all
metal or something, an alloy of some type.
right. All right. Okay.
As road, because I picture like, so I picture his little like shuttle thing. It was originally intended to be like one person and some friends, like a luxury yacht. It's not that anymore. But it's like beautiful and sleek, and then it just has like a bottom that kind of just like descends for cargo loading.
Okay.
And he's like waiting there, and he's just like, so before I load these, just to make sure that I'm putting them in the right place, keeping them safe, if I might ask, are any of these fragile?
Oh, and they kind of like huddle together. No, everything should be packaged in a way that it should be stable for transport.
Temperature control, anything that I could possibly, I wouldn't want to accidentally put it in the wrong place. You see, you're paying us so handsomely for our services. I just wouldn't want to hurt your precious cargo.
Oh, no. Everything is appropriately, the cases make sure everything's cared for at its appropriate temperatures and humidity and things like that, so that nothing gets worn or ripped or
course.
torn or what is the thing that metal does? It gets
It rusts.
yes,
Tarnishes.
and tarnished. Yes, tarnished.
Yes, wouldn't want to tarnish
No,
anything.
nothing. Yes.
Wonderful. Then with his snooping expedition kind of wailing, he's just like, I guess I have to load these now. And he very like begrudgingly just kind of like pushes them on the loading dock like one by
Yeah.
one. Not very like well, you could tell he does not do this very often for other people.
Yeah, I'll jump in there and like start loading too. Now, does it look like everything's gonna fit?
Barely.
It's a good thing that's all well packaged.
Yeah, it's all well packaged, and it looks. I mean, like they're like luggage. It's like luggage, so it's
Yeah.
made to like stack
Yeah,
nicely and like fits. So yeah,
Well, and the
Okay.
shuttle's meant to like be able to carry like one decent sized load of something.
yes.
So that
You
makes
gotta have your
sense.
creature comforts, right?
Yeah, of course. This is like one long trip for Rhodes worth of cargo space. He could fill this whole thing with just clothes.
As we're loading things in, Nolvath would help. And I think just out of curiosity, they're kind of examining the luggage. Is there any indication on it, like, of like its function, like if it's specifically designed to contain something flammable, or like if it's specifically designed for perishables or things like that? Like,
You can access knowledge, or you can use one of your.
excellent.
If you have something that's like accessing technology, that's a playbook move or anything like that.
I have a specialty in physical sciences and biology.
Okay.
Could I add that
You
to
can,
access
yeah,
knowledge?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
So +1. You can only add 1 specialties.
Okay. So I just roll. Let's see how we're gonna do these ones. Plus my brains and the specialty. Okay. Let's see what the dice say. Oh. That's 10 on the dice, and I have 2 brains plus 1.
Whoa.
13.
Ah.
My lucky
Um,
number.
It's subtle, but a couple of these cases do look like they have more than just like humidity control and stuff to keep like cargo or clothing or something like that pristine.
Okay. Interesting.
It's very subtle though. It's very well done and very expensively done.
Mm.
And it's only on a few of the cases.
Okay, I'm gonna note which ones.
Okay. There's a few of the really small ones,
Okay.
and then one of the larger ones.
Mm-hmm.
Tree size and tree size.
Right, yeah.
Out of character.
Sapling size.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In character, they're
Joking.
just like, oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna show everybody on board, I suppose,
Okay.
our guests, or our passengers, and say it's gonna be a tight squeeze for all of us, but you can strap yourselves in over there. Just point to a few.
Not that one. That one's mine.
They're like, oh, we have to strap ourselves in on this. This is so quaint. It's so nice.
Just wait. None of them seem to be armed, did they?
No. I mean, it's hard to tell. There's a lot of flowy happening.
Yeah, but they move.
Yeah.
Weapons tend not to move.
Yeah, and that's something you'd be really expert in. It almost seems like there are very few weapons on their planet. Like the fact that you had a weapon, like was like, oh, he's got like a weapon. That's so fun. Like, wow, it's like a Western. Like maybe that's something like that. You know what I mean? Where it's like they're not afraid of it because their technology level's high enough. It's like
Yeah.
we're
We know what
beyond
that is.
Yeah, like, oh
But-
no, you're gonna shoot me.
Yeah, exactly. But it's yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, none of them seem to have weapons of any type on themselves.
Right.
Did
I'm
I
gonna-
need to ask? Is she being so specific because they're somewhere else, or just to throw me off? Or no, I'm sorry.
No. That wasn't my thought process. I think I'll sit next to them and be very social.
Okay.
I think we're pinching them in, and I'm also being very social on the other side.
Yeah, and if everybody's up, like if all the luggage is in and everybody's on, I'll spin up the engines and
And the
Head off
fuel
world.
barrels in particular,
Oh, yeah.
loaded
All right.
far away from the engine.
100%. And all of that seems very authentic.
and the fuel is like the correct kind of fuel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
alright.
and like very nice, like very similar, like containers. It seems like that's kind of the style of all their
Oh,
container stuff
okay.
on this.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And we head off road.
There are a lot of like warning symbols on the
Sure.
combustible fuel
Sure.
though.
Yeah. Of course.
A little overdone.
Yeah, very overdone. Like it's obviously something that they're very nervous about, just in general on this planet. But it seems like they have all like it's clearly labeled what it is, so it's not like hidden in something. So it's like
Sure.
this is combustible fuel and it even says the type on the outside and everything. So
Who's the co-pilot?
It's probably supposed to be Road.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think he's sitting down to try and be social on the other side with Lawrence, especially after being like, that's my seat. And then he's like, oh, I guess I actually have to go work. So then he does go up to the co-pilot seat.
Okay. All right. I'll just turn to you when you sit down, and I'll say, "Well, listen, we all got a little bit of what we want, so I would say this was a worthwhile stop."
I guess. But yes, you're right. And that's a lot of fuel.
Should last me for at least a few trips out there.
Save our lives at least once more.
Hopefully.
Good investment then. Shall we?
Let's. And then, I
Yeah.
start. Yeah.
Flipping the switch.
Yeah,
doing the
exactly,
dongle.
exactly. Actually, we're doing. This is like all physical, like analog, not analog, but like physical technology. We're not doing like the
Well,
hollow
it's-
screen,
it's-
I think it's
Your
got some
people's tech.
vintage looking tech.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I picture a lot of his stuff to be very like Art Nouveau-y going into steampunky, but in space. So it's got some like long sloping lines and things like that.
Oh,
And
that's
places
awesome.
where there could be like a digital switch.
Yeah.
It's actually got like a manual switch, and not because they didn't have the technology, but because it's like very chic.
Yeah.
it
Higher
followed the
learning
lines.
curve to use that with precision, right?
Yeah, and for you notice with Road, especially with the things that he actually owns, for as much as he's like, oh, I want the nicest thing, he will always pick the physical, touchable
That's
object.
cool.
Interesting.
It's like the space stagecoach, like lifting off.
Mhm.
Okay, fantastic. I love it.
Amazing.
And I look at all of you, just nod like, okay, we're sure we're good taking them over to the Amber Star.
I think Road adjusts a mirror sitting on the like in the cockpit just to face them, just to keep an eye on them.
They are chattering excitedly with each other. They are. It's like if you've ever been like on a high school school bus on like a trip where they are just so excited to leave school right now. And
Like, oh my gosh.
look at this. Look how the light filters through the trees differently when you're flying by
Look
it.
at how busy that parking lot is when people are at work.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Like this is,
I traveled a lot on school buses in high school.
yeah, like lots of meaningless chatter of just like excitement. And they're very excitedly chatting with you, Lawrence, about all
Absolutely.
the things. Oh, did it look like this when you came into orbit? Blah, blah, blah. Like just meaningless. Unless there's something specific you want to ask, they're just meandering with
Nope.
anything that pops into their
I am
heads.
just being super friendly and building trust.
They are trusting. They are super trusting, like immediately. Like you're on the ship that took them. You trust them.
After we get out of atmosphere, I would walk up and be like, perhaps we should close the shutters before we get anywhere near our destination.
Sure.
Sure.
We can do that.
The less people that know what our ship actually looks like, the better.
Okay.
True. Yeah, I think co-pilot wrote just kind of like, oh, we're gonna close these for sun protection,
Oh.
and just flips the shutter, and they like
Yeah.
all the way down the side.
100% seems super legit to them. Yeah.
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
protection. Yeah.
So we're just flying by instruments at this point.
I think we've got like front
A
windows,
little
like
bit
it
of an
closes, like
opening. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
got the tank
Leaves a little
slits,
slit. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
All right. Awesome.
and then cameras and you know, all
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Use the backup cam to back into our car.
It's got the beep beep beep.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Uneventful flight up.
I think en route at some point, Road kind of turns to Nolvath. Nolvath, dear, I have a idea if you want to come and take a listen.
We would love to.
Um,
And they come and like sit like next to you.
hi. I want to know what they brought on my ship.
We are also very curious. Some of the luggage had interesting functions.
I mean, they said that.
Well, more than just the humidity control one would need for clothing or things you would take on a trip.
Well, if you wanted to perhaps use a hatch in the back, I won't say anything as to where it goes. I'm thinking the crawl space that they have for like on planes
Oh, yeah.
that the crew can access the cargo.
Mm-hmm.
We are not certain what you're asking us.
Right. I would like you to go break into their luggage.
Ah, yes, we can do that.
Quietly.
Now, before we get on the ship.
Road is saying this purposely loud enough that Jonas can hear, but trying to just like be cool about it.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of steals a glance over before or after.
I'm gonna nod like before.
Yeah. And then shoots a look back to our good friend Larry. Just like, how occupied are they?
I think I'm going through like talking about what it feels like to go through jump gates. Like just like, oh yeah, it's you sit down your first time. Just be aware. It's like someone takes your inner ear and puts it in a blender. It doesn't hurt. It just you become disoriented easily.
Blenders are the things that rip things apart,
Yes,
but
or
doesn't hurt.
no. It just stirs things up.
Oh.
Yeah.
He'll be on this a while.
They seem a little nervous. Like it's like when you're trying to describe to someone like, okay, we're about to go on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
This is what it's like. And they're just like, okay, all right.
Yep.
We're going to do it.
We're doing that on purpose. Yes.
Yeah.
We want this? Okay. Yes. Okay.
While they're distracted, I think Nolvath will try and use their stealthy skills to sneak back there
Okay.
and break into some luggage.
Cool. How are their stealthy skills?
What do I do for stealth?
I mean, you're just camouflaging and like going back there.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really have to roll for that.
Okay.
They're not like expecting you to sneak. Like, and also like if
No.
you just walked to a different part of the ship, they don't know the ship. They wouldn't
Yeah.
care.
Right, yeah.
So it's fine. You don't have to roll for that.
Okay.
You will have to roll to break into their luggage, though.
Yes. What do I roll for that?
That would probably be access knowledge.
Okay.
Or I'm actually gonna say it's a prove your worth. I guess it'll depend on like what's your take on it. Like, are you gonna just because it's different technology, but it is sort of akin to like what your own people have used.
Yeah, and they also like have memories of other cultures' technologies,
Okay.
and I think they're gonna try and like draw on their hive knowledge plus the physical sciences
Okay.
abilities that they have and try and like work with the tech.
Okay, then it'll be access knowledge.
Okay.
And if I may also propose using one of my abilities,
Okay.
Mightier Than the Sword.
Ah, yes.
I can. Your words soothe like a healing balm or cut like a laser knife. Once a scene, if you target someone with your words, PCs, they are encouraged and get advantage on their next roll.
Ah, fun.
Okay, good. So what do you say to Nolvath to encourage them?
Besides the fact that Road doesn't trust anyone and is trusting Nolvath to do this in the first place, just you're very sneaky. You can do this. You can do this.
Thank you, Road. That was very kind.
Weird.
Like pulling teeth. Just like someone who goes to a kid and goes, "Good job," and then pats them on the head very robotically. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's doing his best.
they are super, super happy that you gave them a compliment. Yeah, so like, yeah, we can do this. Yes. And so that gives me advantage, yes? Okay, sweet. Oh, hold on. Let me make that.
So for advantage, you roll 3 dice, and you keep the top 2, and then you still get to add your
Okay.
specialty.
All right.
So I got 2 4s plus a 2 for brains is 10.
Excellent. So yeah, 10 plus. So what would you like to do?
Access knowledge. 10 plus. I get to choose 2 off the list. Access specialized information. I would like to know what is in the box.
Okay. And modify how something works, probably.
Yeah, and make it look like I didn't go in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're able to go down there and kind of assess the technology of these boxes. It's not like these aren't like vaults or anything like that, so it's not super complicated. It's more like I don't know, like people were transporting pots and then trying to make it look like luggage. That's kind of like what it is. It's like a hydroponics in a like Louis Vuitton bag, basically.
Oh.
Yeah, good.
So this is the equivalent of it. So yeah, you're once you figure out like, oh, I see where everything is. Like it's very kind of pretty easy for you to open it up. Some of them you open up and it is close, like a lot of close.
Oh.
Some of them you open up and there's a lot of crystal jewelry in here. Okay, that's nice, and maybe a hair fastener, like a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Giant hair dryer.
Yeah, like a lot of like care materials, things of that nature, like skin creams. And then then you open some of them up and it's like these big like oval things that almost look like gems. But they're not gems. They're these big crystal seeds, which are part of from these trees. Which, honestly, if anyone else had looked at it, they probably would just assume they were gems. But because you come from a planet with a similar biochemical makeup, you're like, oh, I know what those are.
Yeah.
Luckily, those are not the kind that will grow into things that will kill me. But
They
know
will
what they
go
are.
into things that we saw just 10 minutes ago.
exactly. And then you open up the one big one, and there is like a seedling.
Oh, I was right. I was joking.
There's a tree in that box.
There is a tree and one of the large boxes. So the other ones do have lots of flowy robes, but there's one that does have like what is a small like sapling of these giant crystal trees in it.
Cool.
Excellent.
Smuggling. Smuggling.
It was made pretty obvious on the planet that this whole situation's a no-no, right?
Big
Even
no-no.
so much that a
Big no-no.
distracted weirdo would also notice. Yeah,
like
okay.
big no. Like,
Well, and you were never far from Road, who spent the entire day asking them,
Yes.
"Oh, do you export? Oh, do you
Oh,
export?"
that's true.
and then
yeah.
got into it later in the evening. So
I think they have a moment where they're like, "This is illegal."
looks in the glowing box. Ooh, illegal.
Crimes. Actually, you get a message on your thing that just says crimes.
I'm going to need you to be more specific. Just like helping do the co-pilot stuff, monitoring a bunch of things, and just like his eyes go massive.
And then they come back up.
Yeah. Panic eyes.
Did you send that to everybody or just to Road?
Just a road.
Okay, all right.
I think immediately, knowing that Nolvath does this and sends messages only to one person, good afternoon, everyone. It appears that we have criminal activity on board the ship, and it's not us.
You're gonna send
Yeah,
that
that's
to every-
exactly what it says.
Okay, all right.
Do I get that message too?
Yes.
Okay. I think
turn it off or hit the eyeball on it. And try it back.
Oh,
Like a
no.
frozen camera.
Oh.
Technology. There's crimes in this studio.
They're just being very still.
Yeah, turn it.
Yeah.
Can I roll access knowledge to fix the camera?
Yeah.
That would be nice. I think the only way to fix it is to restart OBS. But try turning off the camera, hit the eye. Yeah, turn it off.
We did that one.
And then try clicking on title card for just a second.
Bye, everybody.
Going back to the frame.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm still frozen.
All right, we're gonna have to stop for a second, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. So go
I
to
was waving. I
blank
can't.
screen, and we're gonna have to
Oh,
close our doors.
yeah. Jay was waving in his heart, everyone.
Blank
Okay.
screen.
Hold on.
What? Deactivate.
Ah,
You did it!
Can we
Motion.
move it again?
yeah, hello.
Hey.
We did it.
Huzzah.
Magic.
They fixed it.
And we're back.
Perfect. Okay.
Excellent. When Rhodes sends that message, I think Nolvath would realize, oh, right, yes, I have to elaborate. And then just send a quick note of inventory of the crimes. There are this many, this one
Yeah.
seedling and this many
Seeds.
seed pods, actual seeds.
I think I'm relieved. Nolvath didn't find that other stuff.
I'll turn to you and just kind of under the guise of making chit chat, be like, so, how you feeling right now?
Lucky.
All right. Now this is technically your ship, so everything is copacetic.
Yeah. I
All
think that I feel like the winds have turned in our favor, so
Well,
to speak.
I'm glad you've got that outlook. Maybe this is something we can discuss a little further, when we get back to our ship, maybe over dinner or something.
Asking me to dinner, of course.
Okay, all right. And
Yeah.
and I guess I'll kind of shoot a look back at our passengers and be like, hey,
Yeah.
hope you all are doing okay over there.
Yeah, they're all smiling excitedly.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
And
Great.
I think that's a great place for us to end for this evening.
Okay. Awesome.
So you are in the shuttle with your 4 passengers who are excitedly chatting and some like very illegal contraband. No problems whatsoever. It'll be great.
I know what I want my
Love
tip
it.
to be now.
Great.
We do have an indoor forest on
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
the
Yep.
ship.
Yep.
do.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyone have anything else they want to do
I
before?
think that's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll pick up right here next week. So thank you for joining us for this first session of Outrunners, Starscape Actual Play, the first Starscape Actual Play here on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. I'd like to thank our chat mod, James B, for his amazing hard work tonight. Thank you to everyone who also rated. We had a bunch of raiders tonight, so it was super fun. Thank you to our amazing Patreons who keep us ad-free and independent. It's because of you that we are able to play games that we enjoy without having to worry about publishing companies or system popularity. Except my publishing company, because it's great. You can join the heroic ranks at happyjacks.org/Patreon. My name is Kimi. I am the GM of this game and also the designer. If you'd like to support it, it will be kickstarting in June. And you can go right now to goldenlassogames.com/Kickstarter and you can follow the campaign. And if you're from the future, you can probably go buy it, hopefully. No, go do that too. All right, let's go this way.
Aha! Hi, everybody. I've been CADave, and now my head can breathe. I will be back here next week for this. If you are local to the Southern California area, you can come out and find me at the Rogues Reef stage at the Renaissance Pleasure Fair, where I will be the next 1.5 weekends. I'm not going out on Mother's Day because I'm not an idiot. I'm going to stay home with my wife and my mother and make them dinner. So,
Aww.
yeah. But other than that, come on out. We have a good time. If you want to catch me digitally, I should be back streaming tomorrow. It's just been a hectic few weeks, and I haven't. But you'll find me at CA Sith Lord on Twitch, playing some Dave the Diver for now. There's some other things on the horizon that are coming that I'm excited about. But we'll find out. They're not released yet, and they have the nebulous, coming soon kind of thing. So we'll see.
Worst.
But yeah, that's me.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jay, and you can find me in the socials as Transplant Asian on Instagram and Jay Africa pretty much everywhere else. If you are looking for a D&D game or for various other role-playing games, we are doing game nights this Saturday, 7 p.m. at the Hero Workshop in Culver City. We're going to be doing D&D there. I think somebody might be running a Pathfinder 2 game there, and we're hoping to incorporate Daggerheart sometime soon. So, again, if you're in the Los Angeles area and you're looking for a game, Saturday, 7 p.m. over there, you can find me there running games. And, yeah, that's I kind of live at the Hero Workshop right now. So, hope to catch you at one of those nights.
So to make a whole list of all the things I have going on. Hi, everybody. I'm Kai. You can find me all over the internet as Estelle Van Ladris. You can find me on Saturdays over on Transplanter RPG for the main campaign, The Chaos Protocol, which is an all-transgender, people of color-led channel set in a non-colonial, anti-Orientalist multiverse. I'm getting better at this.
That's good.
Where I play a sad purple cowboy. We are finishing our second arc. This is the penultimate episode this Saturday for City of Mist, where we are in the City of Heaven, which is a Chinese fantasy-inspired setting, but we plane hop, so next arc will be in a different plane with a different system. I have no idea what's going on. It's going to be so fun. And then on Sundays, you can find me over on Vault Companions with a Fallout official tabletop game from Modifius, playing Angels and Atoms, where I play Mart, a Mr. Handy, having just the best time. And then coming up in 2 weeks, I have a one-shot over on Stella Luna celebrating Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, where I'll be running a game, City of Mist, set in 1906 in San Francisco for no reason whatsoever.
I love City of Mist.
It's such a good system. gosh, I think that's everything for now. But yeah, come
now.
follow me all over the internet and see other horrible crimes, and I'll be back here, not at all committing crimes next week.
Crimes. Hi, everybody. I'm Sam. I have been Nolvath, your friendly neighborhood ambush predator. Everything's fine. Perfectly normal. You can find me on the internets at Red Pandroid, on most of the socials. And I don't have any other games to promote, but I do have a very good friend who is definitely not me under a pen name, who wrote a book. If you guys like monsters and possibly romancing them, you might want to check it out. The book is called Shadow's Light. The author's name is Sylvie Hellstaff. It's available on Amazon paperback and ebook right now. It is 18 plus, spicy, 3 flames.
Muy caliente.
Muy caliente. But yes, go check it out if that is your sort of thing. There is a sequel coming, I've heard, which is about halfway done. So,
Excellent.
just so you know.
You only halfway heard.
I only halfway heard.
Yeah. And again, I'm Kimi Hughes. You can find the games I design at goldenlassogames.com. And you can find me if you ever at Happy Jacks RPG. It's probably me. So everything Happy Jacks related and everything Golden Lasso Games related. I am a guest, a special guest at the upcoming GameX convention at the end of this month in May, 24th through 27th, I believe. So I'll be there. I will also be running my co-op booth with a couple other indie designers, including Stephanie Bryant, who is our indie designer of the month this month for Happy Jacks RPG podcast. And yeah, go support this game. Go follow the follow page. Oh yeah. So for this thing, most of you who are listening in the future probably have already turned this off. But so I'm trying a follow goal thing.
Oh.
So if we have a certain number of followers on the page before it goes live, I'll be releasing pre-gens of famous crews of different ships. So we're at 250 last I checked today. If we hit 300, I'll be releasing the Serenity ship and crew pre-gens of our playbooks. If we hit 400, then it's the next generation crew with the Enterprise D. And then so on and so on. I believe 600 is, or the one next after that is Moya and the Farscape crew. So as we go, check out social media, Golden Lasso Games, Golden Lasso Games on most things except Twitter, which is Golden Lasso RPGs, because they don't let me have an S at the end of it. It's really annoying. But there's a little thing with the little robot who's like looking at where we're at on the little meter.
Cute.
So do the thing. And yeah, it's exciting. All right, we need to sleep. So thank you so much. We will see you next week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.